perfect match. Chosen by science, but you had to marry them right this second. You would tell me, well, that sounds pretty whack. And I would add, you have 8 weeks to know if you really love them. You just got married at first sight. Jason and Aysha gonna tell you wrong from right. Are all these couples just disasters waiting to happen? Imagine if one of them could be a perfect match.
Hello and welcome to A Perfect Match. I'm Aysha and we are here to talk about Married at First Sight, Season 19, Episodes 8 through 10. We have plenty to discuss here, so we're going to jump right in. I am here, of course, always with my amazing co-host, Jason Reed. Jason, how are you?
Doing good. Happy to be here with...
Okay. You hear me say, how are you? Why don't you just ask me how I am? Okay. Like if your shoulder was right here, I'd tap you on the shoulder. Ask me how I am. Okay. Jeez.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to relate to you in the way that we all be related, but I'm also doing a podcast. So I can't record a podcast and also listen to what you're saying at the same time. So you just have to give me some grace and deal with the fact that we communicate differently. We talk.
How about you give me grace and that I'm trying to share about me and you don't seem to care. You have, you know what it is. You know what I finally figured out it is. You have zero curiosity about me.
It's not that I have zero curiosity about you. It's just that I'm trying to relate with you. That's the way that I converse, I talk. But I guess we do it differently, and that's what we have to figure out. I mean, I know that we're in like year 3 of podcasting together, but we're gonna have to we still have to figure out how we relate to each other and converse.
Look, communication sucks. Okay, it's just so hard.
Yeah, it's
you
so
don't just focus
hard.
The conversation on me. Okay,
it's so effing hard. But Aysha, I'm happy to be here with you and our community. Okay, community for some reason a huge touch point in this drop of episodes. But I'm happy to be here talking to you and talking to our listeners and viewers, who is our community. So happy to be here.
I mean, it's low-key triggering because that was the theme of Survivor 47 was community. It's like, good Lord. What?
I'd imagine it's very triggering for you.
Yeah. But we had to bring in reinforcements. Unlike Dr. Pia and Pastor Cal, we do have a third person here to help us out. And we love a great friend of the pod. Love getting your takes about Married at First Sight. Mari Forth. Mari, how are you?
I'm good. I just went to the bathroom and the toilet paper wouldn't rip. And I think I heard a cat somewhere.
We got her, Aysha. We got her. That's right.
So funny.
Aysha got on a plane. I got in my car, drove down to your place in Maryland, and we switched out your toilet paper, put in some cute sounds around your house. Gotcha.
Oh,
we're so funny.
Awesome.
Wasn't that?
Got her good.
Don't get us back though. I'll be pretty mad.
I'm hitting you with water balloons.
And now I'm pissed. Okay.
Exactly. Hey, I am so glad to be back here. I, of course, no stranger to bum rushing my way onto a podcast because I have to be a part of this community. Unlike Jalen, I am knocking down the door. I'm so glad. Thank you guys for letting me come on because I immediately saw one point. I'm like, nope, I have to be on.
It has to be this drop. Yep.
It just has to be this drop. It has to happen. Let's make it happen. So
Mari basically texted us to basically be like, okay, I'm coming on the podcast. I don't care if you want me on the podcast or not. I'm coming on the podcast. And it had to do with a specific plot point that I wasn't aware. Mari made a pun in the text and everything to be like, and I was just kind of like, she says a pun intended. I was like, okay, I'm gonna pretend like I got that. And then I watched the episode and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. It was the wrestling stuff. Got you. That was a little fun moment there for us.
I figured, I was like, Asia's away. I was like, I don't know if Jason watched it yet, but I'm watching it and I'm listening to the fun. So yeah,
I made it back in the nick of time. just to talk about this batch of episodes. But if you're here and you have not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Make sure you go subscribe to the Love at First Sight feed, wherever you can get your audio podcast, and subscribe to the RHAP YouTube channel so you can see our lovely faces. Also, we have an amazing Facebook community. I have been enjoying getting everybody's takes as the episodes happen. It's been great. Usually in past seasons, we do like an episode thread as it airs on Lifetime. And now it's one of those things where we have to plan ahead because, they're dropping in batches on Peacock. But it's been working out great. I feel like people still have a central spot to go for the posts. So that's been really fun to kind of get those real-time thoughts as people watch the episodes. So that's been so much fun. If you want to come join our Facebook group, it is a Perfect Match podcast. And this week, the password is...
I want to join your community. I said that weirdly. I want to join your community.
Right.
Well, that was weird for me. But I mean, listen, yeah, it was right there in our face. So much about community, and that is for sure our community. As much as regular watchers and viewers are our community, that Facebook group is definitely our community that Asia and I built. That has become like such a thing in our enjoyment of the show and other people's enjoyment of the show. So come and join us in our Facebook community.
And, it's not like Burning Man that only happens once a year. This is year round, baby.
It's year round. It is year round. It's going to be interesting what happens when this show goes off. Because I mean, it's only going to be a month and a week. Usually we are here for 6 months at a time, and we're still going to find ways to keep the Facebook group popping when this goes off.
And it sucks because this cast deserves 6 months.
Yeah,
like. This is such a good, like one of the better casts in like years.
Mm-hmm.
And they're getting a truncated season. Kind of feels like a robbery to me.
Yes. So on that note, how are you enjoying the season so far as a whole?
I really like it. The thing I don't like about it is the batches. Like I'm so used to like feeling like when you do the 6 months. That's so sad. It truly is 6 months. But it's like when you do that spread, you feel like you're spending time with them. You feel like you feel all the connections. You get more of it. And like the batches, like going through 3 episodes at a time, I'm like, man, I could have wanted more from this. But honestly, the season is really good. I was like, oh my God, there's nobody here that's like actually problematic. The problems within the couples are like couple problems. Like,
yeah, it's like real life problems.
Yeah, it's like not weird stuff,
yeah,
like it's actually a really good season. And then the editing of this, like Peacock, like letting us see some stuff that I don't think we would have seen if it was still on Lifetime. Like the editing feels way more rounded. I don't know. I've been really enjoying it.
You have a good point there, because it is nice that we don't have to default to, why did you sign up for this? Why did you do Married at First Sight if you weren't fit for it? A lot of it is like relationship problems or problems within self that need to be worked out anyway, right?
Agreed.
I mean, these couples have such non-problems. They are literally creating problems for themselves, because it feels like it does feel like they're like, we don't have problems. Let's create problems. Let's have a round and round conversation about community. That let's just like find a problem and stick to that. It's like, okay, you guys are so good that you're manufacturing this problem. So there's not a villain here per se. I think people are, because there's no villain, so they're making villains. I think people think that Megan is a villain, and boy, some of the vitriol I've seen towards Megan online is like, y'all are doing too much. And I think it's because there's no one to really like really, really root against. So I think they're creating that in their own way. But yeah, I think like Mari said, there's no one that is super problematic to be like, I don't want this person on my screen ever again. Everyone here is just like, yeah, these all seem like nice people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a concept. It's great. But yeah, we have plenty to discuss, and usually we have so much fun talking about the retreat. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about the couples, and since the retreat was episode 10, we will talk about the retreat separately. So we're gonna talk through everything that happened with each of the couples first, then we'll get into the retreat. So let's go ahead and start out with a pretty big couple for this season, Megan and Derek. With the way the season started, it seemed like they were just going to be like, oh, they're never going to be on the same page. Like like after meeting her mom, like we get it. But hey, I would say what I'm seeing from her so far is like she has learned from interacting with her mom, how her mom is so strict and so like intense. I feel like Megan has proved otherwise. I mean, like, it's like her gut instinct is, be like my mom. But she's kind of gotten to a place with Derek where it's like she's able to kind of not hold a grudge.
Or is it that Derek has learned more about her and decided not to trigger her in the ways that he knows that she is triggered? Fair. So I mean, that's a good question. Is the chicken or the egg, right? Which one came first? Did Megan learn to be less hot-headed, or did Derek learn not to make Megan hot-headed by avoiding certain triggers and certain things that he might do?
I think the Dr. Cal visit helped them. Pastor Cal. I think the Pastor Cal visit helped them in the sense of like that is Megan's go-to is to get mad and storm off, right?
Yes.
And Pastor Cal said she said, I just need a minute, and Pastor Cal was like, but are you coming back? Like, assure him that you're coming back. And she was like, yeah. So I think they kind of got it down to like, okay, something happens. Megan gets mad. She goes off. They come back together. They exchange apologies. And they're like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's kind of what it was. Because in the last batch, I was like, I'm like, which couple is going to fail? They were looking like the oh no couple. Right. But, the fact that they're both so committed is half the battle. I didn't watch some of those middle seasons, but this sounds like one of those couples y'all were talking about that would like fight the whole time and then they stay together.
Yeah.
And then
like a Jamie and Amber? No.
What's her name? I don't know.
Jamie and Beth.
Beth.
Yeah. Like it feels like them. It feels like they are like, because they are just so committed to making it work, and clearly their sexual chemistry is like off the charts. And the fact that if Derek's willing to put up with what she's putting down, then okay, let him.
Yeah, she found her match. Yeah.
I did like how they come back together after that fight from last batch, and he's like, your mileage will vary on whether or not you feel like he should have apologized. But he comes and apologizes, and it's still not good enough for her. She's like, I apologize for tricking you. She's like, it's not about tricking me. What are you apologizing for? I apologize for the right thing. He's like, I'm sorry for just in general making you upset. She's like, much better. It's like, okay.
Yeah, she's like, the way he apologized was not, which is so funny because it reminds me of like, that's probably something Rhonda would say, like bar for bar. And so it's so funny we get these parallels of the younger couple and the older couple and like the similarities, because they could have very well cast people that were like completely, like we've seen so many different types of couples, but it is funny how we're getting that like very similar, very similar with Megan and Rhonda, and then obviously with Jalen and Belinda. I mean, that's her literal mom. So okay, so yeah, we were on the heels of that argument. They seem to be fine. Like it's like her confessional about coming out of that argument, and like she was still hung up on his friend, was that he does a great job at calming her. which I think is a huge takeaway. Like, I'm mad at you, but then I'm also recognizing that you kind of good for me.
Yeah.
You know how to deal with my brand of toxic, which is
Yeah.
important. Like we can't both be toxic and and keep the cycle going. Someone needs to come in and calm things down, and he is the calmer down of the relationship. You kind of need that yin and yang to not be in a constant sense of conflict.
Yeah.
Exactly. And as long as he's willing to do that and accepts that that is his role, then they'll work out. You know what I'm saying? If he gets tired of that, then that's when I think they're going to have problems.
Exactly. We do see them go see her parents again. He was really excited to see Kathy, her mom, and she's like, "Are you?" He's like, "Yeah."
She was like suspicious. She was like, "Why are you happy to see my mother?
Mm.
I'm never happy to see my
I'm not
mother.
even
Why
happy
would
to
you
see
be
her."
happy to see my mother?"
That seems like a very odd thing to say. I've never uttered those words. So they go. It's like a beautiful house. Her friend is also there, and so he finally meets her dad, and he thinks that's kind of weird because it's like, obviously they're married. This was my first time meeting her dad. That's very interesting.
It was interesting that the dad was there because I kind of thought the dad didn't want anything to do with the filming or the
No,
whatever.
it was his nose.
Did you see anything
It's
that wrong with
healed.
his nose? I mean, okay.
He
Well, I
said
guess it was fresh
Yeah,
off
he had
of.
like a bandage on his nose or something, which is why it didn't come. But now it seemed like it healed. He looked
I
fine.
forgot about that.
Yeah, but I was like, you would, but you know, I was like, you would let a bandage on your nose like stop you from walking your daughter down the aisle at the weddings? I wasn't sure if that was just a cop out for the fact that dad wasn't into this at all during the
Yeah.
wedding, but then we're here and it's like, oh, he seems like very like into this. He seems like he doesn't. It's like he was like, I totally disapprove of this. He seemed very into it. More into
Yeah.
it than the mom was
The mom.
when we
Yeah.
first saw her. And even now, the mom is like seems to be all in on this as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is very interesting. They talk about, when they sit down to eat, they talk about what they like about each other. He loves that she's beautiful and smart, and she loves that he makes her feel
That was
safe,
funny.
wants a family. And they kind of focus in on this kids conversation again. So it's like he wants 2 to 3 kids, which we are so well aware of at this point.
Yeah.
And kids are expensive. So they're talking about, oh, well, once you have 2, will you want 3? Like,
it was a little weird given Megan's like thoughts about having children, how they were almost talking about Megan as if Megan wasn't in the room. like well, you know, Megan's gonna have 2 to 3 kids, or she's gonna have 1 or 2 kids, right? Like no one asking Megan like what Megan wants, like just because we're so in tune with what Megan wants, and Megan's just kind of sitting there not talking, and everyone's like, yeah, well, you guys are probably gonna have 2 to 3, and I think at a certain point you guys are gonna want these and want that, and Megan's just like, is anyone going to ask me what I want? Is anyone going to take my opinion into account? Which is also kind of Megan's fault, because Megan at certain points seems to shut down and then doesn't want to interact with anyone else at that point. But it was weird to be like, especially when Megan's out of the room and her parents are talking to Derek about her having kids. I was like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. It was like they were hammering out the marriage contract.
Right.
This is what would have happened if they had met before.
What in the Handmaid's Tale is this? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that was so interesting to me. And yes, like Derek, his set of like 2 to 3, 2 to 3, 2 to 3. I agree with Megan's family. As somebody who does have 2 kids, it's like having that first kid is like, make or break. How is that baby? Like, what's going on there? Then having the second one, the economy, like, I don't know, like maybe they don't have to worry about that. I don't know if maybe they don't have to worry about finances. So he's like, let's push him out.
Yeah.
But Megan's right. Like pregnancy it's a different monster. It could be really kind to you or really bad for you. Mm-hmm. So I understand her like being apprehensive, and I was actually like on her side about that, of course. And I think that Derek needs to, we'll get to see a little bit of the process. I think Derek needs to be malleable depending on how this first pregnancy goes.
Yes.
To say the least, because like they don't know what's in store for them. And
exactly.
And your first pregnancy / child definitely dictates your second or third. And I thought that was very good advice that her was it her sister or her extended family
Friend, yeah. Friend
yeah friends
Rachel.
sorry
Yeah.
you did say friend.
So it was funny that, when they get back, and also Derek saying that he wants to he wants to write down goals. It's like, okay, that's good. Like that's good for, anybody. So when they get back and they're debriefing, they flash back to all the times that Kathy hit him.
Yeah.
Like she's just a hitter. Like I know people like that are just like, dang, you hit kind of hard. My granny is like that. she thinks it's soft, but yeah, Megan's like, oh, I dare you to hit her back next time.
Yeah, that was just a really fun bantery moment where I like this season where I feel like they didn't do this in other seasons where they're really showing a lot more of these couples having a good time, having fun, and showing us that chemistry they have with each other. I do feel like, especially in Married at First Sight's cousin or sister, what do you want to call it, Love Is Blind, where I feel like Love Is Blind, I feel like they only show us the arguments, they only show us the bad times, they never show us the good times and why these people are good together and how they communicate with each other and how they get along together in their house. I thought this was a good example of that, and showing us how fun they can be with each other, how much they banter back and forth, and just that chemistry they show with them. So I thought that was a really good thing. I think this whole season it's been good to show these interstitials, which probably in the Lifetime version of this was probably like a 5 to 10 minute scene where they now just have to give us like literally less than a minute of a scene to be like, they're having great times. So I really like that about this. I like that like they were just on the couch chilling. He's rubbing her feet. They're talking crap about their family. I was like, see, this is why we know they work well together, because they have fun together.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't move past that quickly.
Okay,
nice word. It was a good word.
It was a good word. I had to Google it.
Wow.
To get the context of what you were saying. No, I could get it in the context.
Did I use it right?
Yeah.
Did I use it right? Okay, good. Because sometimes I say words that I don't know if I use right or not.
It's forming or occupying interstices.
What?
Which are an intervening space, especially a very small one.
Perfect.
So you were talking about in between.
There you go. Exactly. I used the right. Good. Good
answer.
Points for me. I feel like I'm like Will. I use words. I'm not sure if they're right or not, but if they sound right coming out of my mouth in that moment, in context.
It made sense. It sounded great. If Aysha didn't put you on blast like that, I was gonna back you up.
Everyone just rolled past it. Everyone just rolled past it.
No, I completely agree. Like getting these, and that's why I'm saying, is this cast being gypped, right? Because is this cast being robbed? Because like there are good moments. So they're showing us the good moments. And I'm like thinking back to the old cast, and I'm like, it felt like we always got the bad stuff. And I'm like, are they actually editing it differently so we're seeing more good stuff? Or is there just more good stuff to show because this cast is this cast? You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking that's the case. And they are choosing their footage wisely. They know they don't have the 30 episodes. They have to do it in what, 12? It is
14 altogether.
14?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So they're picking the good stuff, but I think it has to come down to the cast, because
I think that's part of it.
Last year was where were they?
Chicago again.
Chicago and then Denver. Like just
they needed this one.
Yeah, and the editing can work for us and work against us, because we found out after we taped our podcast last time, one of our intrepid people in the Facebook group pointed out the fact that Pastor Cal was at the men's they had the women and the men's meetup in the last batch of episodes where they were all talking about their spouses. Pastor Cal was at the men's meetup, and we didn't see anything about that.
Completely edited
in the episode. They edited him out. He was literally there. Someone caught him in the corner of one of the shots, and they're like, "Is that Pastor Cal?" And I think later after that, one of the cast, I think it might have been Will, did an Instagram post about the men's meetup, and Pastor Cal was there. So it was like,
Yeah, he did like a selfie. Pastor Cal's right there.
Why did they show us that? Like, was there nothing interesting that Pastor Cal said with the group of men that was there?
I wish we had known this before our interview with him, so we could have asked him.
For sure. And was Dr. Pia at the women's meetup? Who knows? So I think that's, that editing can work for and work against us. So I sure would have liked to see what Pastor Cal had to say to the group of guys as they were talking about their relationships. So, it's a double-edged sword there.
You're assuming Dr. Pia would have been with the women. What about Dr. Pepper?
Bro, what is happening? Where is Dr. Like, why is she not just a part of this season at all? And I'm also wondering, because we've seen 2 expert visits so far in this season. You know who hasn't gotten 1 expert visit? Belinda and Chad. Is Dr. Pepper going to Belinda and Chad, and for whatever reason it's going terribly, and they're just like, yeah, this was nothing, we gotta cut this.
Yeah,
because we're
even
so
in this batch, Rhonda and Pat didn't get one.
Yeah, they didn't,
which they needed one.
Yeah, really,
desperately.
So that's a question I have in my mind. Like, where is Dr.
what
Pepper?
aren't we being shown?
Yeah, what, right.
That
so
makes sense.
It's interesting. So yeah, listen, we are losing so many hours transferring from Lifetime to Peacock, because as we know now, this was shot with Lifetime in mind. So there's so much just on the cutting room floor that we're missing out on. Is it good stuff? Is it bad stuff? We'll never know. And could it be a reason why we're liking the season so much? It could, because we have, like, in the regular Lifetime seasons, we just have a deluge. Another word, deluge.
Who are you today?
A
Mari
deluge.
shows up and you're this Will.
I'm in my vocabulary bag right now. We just have so much content usually with a Lifetime, and I think if it's getting pared down, is that why we're enjoying it so much? Who knows? We'll never know. There's an alternate universe where we're still watching this on Lifetime. We're still doing 6 months of content. Right. So who knows? I think the compromise there would have still been 14 episodes just once a week. I think that would have been so much a better, like, feeling, I think, for Mari, who is not loving the batches, for me, who's not loving the batches. I think that would have been a much better way to, like, give everybody what they wanted, so we could still have this, like, so we had 14 weeks, we'd have like 3.5 months still.
Like, I also don't love the batches. I do love being able to finish an episode and the next one is right there. That's the only thing that I'm like, okay, this is nice. Like, getting to watch it, like, consecutively without waiting a week in between. What is the more difficult part is podcasting about it and being able to, like, not deliver a 6-hour podcast because we want to get into the nitty-gritty of everything. Okay, so they did get into Megan and Derek did talk about timeline, and they were like, okay, should we start trying, like, in the summer or in the fall? Because her mom had mentioned having a baby by Christmas, and we know that they got married in, like, February. So they're talking about, like, and then they're talking about timing. They start joking about it. Like, yeah, that's going to be the first time we have sex.
Right.
Yeah, that was funny.
Like, if they haven't been.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they do go to, everybody celebrated their 1-month anniversary in this batch. And they go to the vineyard at Florence. And I did have to look this up because we do have Texas wine country. That's not that far from Austin. It's in Fredericksburg, Texas. But this winery was up north, and they had and it's one of those places where you could actually stay at as well. So they ended up doing that. They go to this winery, and they're just like, it's just like small talk. He found out where her second tattoo is. He does express that he has strong feelings for her. It's like, it's not an I love you, but it's strong feelings. She seems a little shy to express anything back, because she's like, well, he's like, how do you feel? She's like, you know how I feel. Girl.
And we were talking about, like, why are you here? Like, Megan, if you're not willing to open up in front of the cameras, why did you come to this process? You know, you're on a reality show, so you got to give us a little something, Megan. Because he literally asked her, how do you feel? She's just like, you know, I don't want to say you already know. I was like, no, say it out loud. We got to know. We want to know.
Yeah. That Yeah, that I did get the feeling for her, and I feel like a few other people on this cast, like the cameras are kind of getting in the way here, but
Yeah.
I mean, it was cute.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
cute
I mean,
in their way.
yes, because the reason she's feeling all awkward is because she does feel stronger than she wants to say. It's good it's not the opposite end. She's like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
don't really like him and I don't want to say." And so they ended up getting their gift from the experts at this vineyard where they're staying in like this hotel situation. And so they had like their vows, the video. They watched their wedding, and she's like sitting on his lap, and we do see that she saw him before she even walked down the aisle because she peeked over the stairs that she was walking down, and she's like, "How could you not love me after watching that?"
Well, no, because as they're watching it, she's in his lap. She turns to him. She's like, "I love you," and he just stares out into
Yeah.
nothing and doesn't say a word back to her. And he's like, "It's like, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good."
It's like, "Sure, honey."
Like there's not been many more awkward moments like this in MAF's history than this moment where she's professing her love, and he's just like, yeah, right. Ooh, I listen. Megan has taken a lot of slings and arrows from the audience in this season, but I felt so bad for her in this moment because it feels like it takes a lot for Megan to be vulnerable, to let her wall down. This felt like a moment, whether it was influenced by alcohol or not. This was a moment where she was letting her guard down, being vulnerable, telling her how she really felt about him, and for him to just go like stone faced. I feel like I would have preferred for him to answer back with a statement of like, I feel very strongly for you. It takes a long time for me to get there, but for him to just really not say anything and then just comment on the video and not what she just said to you, I thought that was like a really bad way to handle it. And for Derek, who is like talking to her seriously about fathering children by her, and to be like, but I don't love you though. I do want to have babies with you, but I don't love you. It's like, I feel like it's kind of backwards. Like, and I do feel like it's another instance of we have people that just for the sake of how much time they spent with someone is like, I can't love you because love comes after such a long time. But like it feels like they're stuck in that mind frame of like, but we're not there yet. We haven't spent that much time together yet. So I can't say I love you, but you feel it. You feel the emotion. You just don't want to put the word on it because you feel like it's not been long enough. But,
we see that from both him and Will. What is it? Is that like a is that a guy thing to just be like?
I said she better not say guy thing. She's like, is that a? I was like, she better not say a guy thing.
I don't understand.
It's not a guy thing. It's not a guy thing. I don't think. I think it's an individual person thing. I don't think it comes down to gender. I don't think, because we've seen several other guys say Josh said love
Chad
said love you after the day after the honeymoon. So I don't think it's a gender thing.
Well, I'm saying in like not in just like the ability to say it or not say it, but the reasons for why holding it back. Like
no, it's an overthinker
the first person
thing.
I think the first person I think of is what's that one couple from season 10?
The DC season.
She's
Austin and Jessica.
Jessica. Like I remember that being a prevalent issue throughout their entire relationship was Austin not saying I love you yet because same reason, like he didn't think it was enough time. So I wonder, is a matter of like, okay, if it's an overthinker thing, is it a matter of perception? Like, okay, are people going to think that I'm weird for saying I love you so quickly, or is she gonna think something, or is he gonna think something?
Well, I think it's the individual's perception of the word, of the emotion, of the feeling. Like I think it's their perception of like love takes so long to come in a relationship that I haven't said it for months and months and months till I say it. And so they're stuck in that mind frame of like, well, I can't say it now. It's too soon. Like I can't.
Yeah.
Even though they feel it, even though this
Mhm.
man wants to be linked to this woman for minimum 18 years
18
by,
years.
by having a child with her, he doesn't love her. It's like, no,
Mhm.
dude, you obviously feel it. You obviously want her in your life for many years, but you don't love her. So I was like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah,
Especially
and
planning a family for them to be like, no, like it's
Yeah.
one thing if you slip up and
Yeah.
if you sparkle making this thing and
Mm.
you might not have been planning that kid, but it's coming. For him to be like telling her he wants to have children with her and then you don't love her,
Like, yeah, but
yeah.
I mean,
and I
can.
think it comes down to some people are actually better at like showing their love more than telling.
Yeah.
And if it's one person, I think Derek, I think that being the patience with her, the like you said, committing to 18 years, like giving her space, apologizing when he might not necessarily need to apologize, like it he's not saying I love you, but at least he's backing up, like he's showing her he cares, you know what I'm saying? Like so I don't know, I agree. I just think some people just are like there has to be a timeline for the love, the L word. They put so much
Mhm.
emphasis on the L word and love being such a big thing. And so I can see that. Also, I also don't think you need to say love and all of that in order to have a really good, stable, caring relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the moment you say I love you does not mean that's the moment that you're in a real relationship. You know what I'm saying? If
Yeah.
you're in a relationship and you guys are caring for each other and you're spending time together and you're showing each other affection and love, you don't necessarily need to say it immediately,
Yeah. Yeah.
And if somebody doesn't say it, that does not mean they don't care for you. Like
Mhm. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
am I crazy? Like
No.
just
Um,
because they don't say it doesn't mean they don't not care.
yeah. And I think we talked about this either on the Patreon pod or a previous episode of just like we're hearing more of the producers ask questions. So this time was like, okay, is that the first time you said you love him? She's like, oh, well, have this conversation with my husband. Not me.
Yes. Well, at first she's like, did I say it though? I don't know.
Yeah.
She's then pretending she never said it because she's so
Yeah.
she is so embarrassed, which I
hilarious.
understand her embarrassment. I get it. So it's her to be like, I don't think I said that. Like, roll the tape.
Yeah.
I didn't say it. And if I did say it and he didn't say it back to me, that's something you have to talk to him about, not me.
Yeah.
It was like it was almost a diva moment. I was like, I'm not sure if she's like trying to like F with production or not, or is she just really, really embarrassed right now in the moment?
She's like, I
would go
don't
the
want that to be a
latter.
storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
giving you anything to use.
Yeah,
They
for
said,
sure.
perfect, we'll put that in there.
Uh-huh.
All the couples did get a gift from the experts with like intimacy items in it, but that didn't really come into play for any of the couples.
I mean, in the Lifetime era, that would have been a whole episode about
I know. It was just,
people's
let's
intimacy,
put
what they're
this
doing
in
with the
there.
boxes. I mean, and in a season where everyone is having sex, which is so foreign to us,
Yeah,
Mass
they
watchers.
don't need the assistants.
Yeah, they don't need the assignment. It's like y'all know to do with these. Go ahead. It's just some fun toys for y'all. We already bought them before the season started. We didn't know y'all were going to be just out here effing all the time. So just go have fun. We don't no other assignment necessary. You're already doing the stuff. So go ahead.
Yeah. They did have a cold plunge date, and he ended up doing 2 minutes and 30 seconds. She did 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So that he was really impressed by that.
I don't understand okay.
Do a cold shower. It's pretty close to the real thing.
I don't like cold nothing. Is that does it freeze fat cells or something? What is the point?
It's just like it like increases blood flow. It's supposed to help with just shocking your system, waking you up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of benefits.
I know, Mari. I feel you, Mari. It sounds like pseudoscience to me.
But if you're cold, your blood stops flowing to your limbs and flows to your trunk. But okay.
See?
Yeah,
And listen, Mari is a scientist. She knows.
Well, anywho, You're
And
like,
it is.
different strokes for different
It's just like
folks.
facts. Take those somewhere else.
No, I'm fine with facts. I don't have a cold plunge. I literally did it for the sole. I did cold showers for the sole purpose of like waking up. It was like 30 seconds tops. Then you do a normal shower. But anyway, Dr. Pia and Dr. Pepper, Dr. Pia and Pastor Cal visit, not Dr. Pepper. Don't get confused. And so they're like, it's a great visit because Pastor Cal's like, okay, how do you feel about walking the dog? He's like, oh, I'm fine. Like, that's great. Like she said, we've had a lot of ups and downs, communications at an all-time high. He did finally say he loves me.
Well, it seemed like Derek was like, I've been told I'm fine with walking the dog now. So I'm fine with walking the dog now. We kind of skipped over they had a 1 month dinner at Rhonda's house.
Yeah.
But the thing that I got from that was that everyone goes around the room and talks about how much they love each other. And like, oh yeah, I said I love you this day. And Megan is shooting daggers at Derek. She's like, see, everyone else is getting a love for it, but I'm not getting it yet. And Derek basically said the same thing he said to Megan, like, well, takes me a while to feel it. I do have strong feelings for her. And you can tell Derek feels like he's under the microscope at this moment. He's like, I better see something good. I better see something convincing. And she's staring at him like, mother effer. Everyone else is saying love, you're not saying it. And then Megan goes, yeah, same. Exactly the same.
And Jalen was like, the exact same.
The exact same.
Like, yeah.
It felt like Jalen knew something. She's like, I was told by my producer from your producer that you said it and he didn't return it. So are you sure? Y'all feel the same? Y'all feel the exact same? Megan's like, yep.
Exact same emotions.
Nothing different. Yep, same thing. I thought that was a really funny moment. And it's like ridiculous. So like she's like, yeah, everyone said they love each other. Huh, Derek? Isn't that cool, Derek? Isn't that funny? He's just like, oh God, I'm gonna yell that so hard when we get home.
And this is one of the downsides of having the couples intermingle like this. You know, what it comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah, exactly. We need KB on here. Yeah, you comparing? Are you comparing?
Are you comparing? Exactly.
And so they do talk about how he now has said he loved her a couple days ago. She had already said she loved him. So like it was a very productive visit.
Yeah, it would seem like they talked about some conversation they had about the communication styles and how to mesh them together. And he's like, yeah. And I said, I was like, did we miss this? This wasn't on camera?
No,
I was like,
probably,
they didn't. Y'all not doing the assignment. Y'all supposed to say this stuff on camera so we can see it.
Even if they did, it wouldn't be on this season with all this briefness. And so we did get the scene where the suspicions can be laid to rest. These two are pregnant. Yeah. They have 2 pregnancy tests. They have tested positive. And they're like, well, he's like, I had to step up now. I got to see how I can support you in the best way possible. And it's for them, it's happening.
Yeah. And it seems I think they say this, we're shocked, happy, and all these emotions at once. You can tell on their face, they're just like, oh crap, what did we do? Like, I know this is what we wanted, but not this fast. We were joking about it, but boy, they seem very shell shocked in this moment. It's like, all right, this thing is happening now. Cool.
Because it's no longer talk. It's no longer talk. Everything, kids, all of this, and now it's happening. And now it's like, oh shit.
And this is
wait, what are we supposed to talk about now? Are we gonna talk about when we're having kids forever?
This is groundbreaking for Married at First Sight because we've had pregnancies like very soon after the season finished wrapping. But for them to be pregnant in the middle of a season, and we're gonna see like what pregnancy is like for them, like in these moments. They're not going to tell anybody because it's too soon right now, and what remains to be seen when they tell the other people. But it's like this is.
Well, I'm also wondering, like, we've never even had pregnancy scares. Like, I wonder if they just haven't showed it in the past, or.
I don't know.
This is a for sure pregnancy. Too early to tell people. They don't want to tell people on the retreat, but it's happening.
Yeah, I mean, but it's kind of interesting because like this is kind of common. This a honeymoon baby, right? Like this happens to people a lot. They get married, they have fun on their honeymoons, and oh, you have a baby already. So it happens.
But I mean, but to happen in this instance where you don't know this person for real, is another animal, because it's so much to say that after this month you spent together, you know so much about each other, but you don't know everything. It's only been a month. So
that's very
true. Because we heard from them that they have been having unprotected sex.
Yeah.
So listen, a lot of it they were playing. They were playing, and they got the consequences. So it's so interesting to see how this is gonna work now. And
they effed around and found out.
Literally. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun. Well, not a lot of fun, but it's gonna be really interesting to see how they navigate this in this process.
I want to see them telling the experts. Like, I want to see how, or are the experts just going to hear it through the grapevine, or is it going to be like this has never happened in Married at First Sight history, so how are we going to navigate this moving forward? You know, you can't just be thinking, decision day, are we in or out? But, you know.
There's so much more to think about now.
So much more. And so, because they have decided not to share with other couples, they decided to shift their focus to pranks, and that's going to be their mission when they go to the retreat. So if we're gonna rate them 1 to 5, 1 being we think they'll be together, 5 being we don't think they'll be together by the reunion, 5 being we think they will be, what are y'all saying?
From 1 to 5, 1 they're going to stay together by reunion. 5 they're going to stay together for another 18 years. I'll give them a 5.
5, yeah, exactly right. 5.
I'm gonna go
5. Put it out in the universe.
Or at the very least, have to communicate for the next 18 years. They don't have to be together, but they just have to maybe communicate for the next 18 years.
Yeah, you know, and it's funny because it's just like they really have found something that works for them. Like, even if on the outside looking in, we're like, dang, like she getting mad at everything, and it seems like he's having to bite his tongue so much, but it seems like they still are very much so very attracted to each other. They have these like times that they enjoy, which I'm so glad, like you pointed out, Jason, like that they are showing that. So we'll see what happens from there.
And I could see Megan being the like, I'm pregnant, I'm not gonna lift a finger. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And running around and taking care, like going out and buying pickles at 5 a.m. Like type.
I mean, it seemed like she was already doing that, because they were at like the vineyard. She was sitting down. He like had to get the box. He had to put the thing on the TV. She's just sitting there like, yep, do it. Go ahead, go do all the stuff. Which, you know, is not very far off from the dynamic I have with my wife, right? Like if I'm around, my wife ain't lifting a finger. I'm doing this. I'm getting her water. I'm doing this and that, which is totally fine. And the fact that we talked so much about the fact that, you know, Megan has a hair trigger. She, you know, gets so mad about things. I mean, it's the individual couple's decision, right? It's each person's decision whether this is something they can deal with or not deal with. There are tons of people out there that have these have Megan, a Megan type, that are just fine with it. That deal with it. So as much as y'all don't like it, Derek seems to like it. Derek seems to love it. He loves it. He tells her he loves her. So lay off her a little bit, right? Like, yes, everyone has their quirks. Everyone has their things. I think in the pantheon of Married at First Sight villains, I don't think Megan is like even top 20, right? Like it's not that bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I give him a 5 for sure.
Okay, perfect. All right. Let's talk about our next couple.
Let's go to a couple that seemingly has no problems at all anywhere to be seen, Belinda and Chad. So we get their 1 month milestone, little date. You know, they're going to some sort of you know, where this is like a barbecue, a cidery, Aysha. You
was it a cidery? No, I think it was just a brewery.
It was a brewery.
Yeah.
So they go to a brewery, they have their little date. They kind of chop up about their different the way they grew up. she grew up in this kind of small town where there wasn't much going on. They would dance in each other's driveways, and it was a really small town life. She talks about the transition she had to make when raising kids, kind of a bigger city. And he talks about growing up in Baton Rouge, and then he had to move to Rhode Island, and they kind of just have a really, really fun time. She talks about how much he makes her feel safe. She's like, he kind of makes like a little cradle for me. He kind of just keeps me safe in the cradle. Like, oh, that's so sweet. They go on a little date to a nail salon where he's getting a pedicure and almost falling asleep. They
I don't think I've ever fallen asleep during a pedicure. That's my time to listen to an audiobook, listen to a podcast, but I also have to make sure it's getting done right.
Like, I'm sure you were a hawk. Like,
I don't wake up and like,
down there.
No, literally, I feel like I've been cut too many times. That's just like I don't want
no razor.
Yeah, and they literally just like they'll just pat it down like a cotton ball or something. Like, no, I want to see what happened. I know what that's
for the lawsuit that's coming.
Right. No, but they also had the scene where they were she was cooking at home and he brought her bread and flowers and she's like, what's the occasion? He's like, you're beautiful.
You're the occasion. You're beautiful.
Right.
He does this so often. There's so many flowers just sitting around their apartment. Like, I don't know if y'all got room for more flowers, Chad. Like, calm down with the flowers. You don't need to bring flowers every day.
Yeah,
like,
just once a week will suffice.
Yeah, like in every shot, there's just like things of flowers all around. Like, all right, y'all have a house full of flowers. They also got their intimacy box, and they have a little fun with that. They use they put the nipple clamps on their ears.
Yeah. We did find out that she will they might be having an opportunity to go to Portugal, and because so in like June, which is like far beyond decision day, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, I love the future planning. Yeah. She also was looking into changing her name.
Yeah,
which she got to do her driver's license, social security number, all the work stuff.
Yeah, which we've heard several times in the past at Married at First Sight, and I know from experience, Mara, you probably know from experience, like change your name ain't nothing. Ain't no small feat. It's not a small task. You have to do a whole lot of things, and even when she was rattling off all the things, she was like, "Damn, I forgot." It's so involved.
Yeah,
and for her for him to be planning trips, for her to be planning to change her name, which is huge. I mean, just kind of shows how solid they are. It's just like, and this Belinda and Chad seem to be our like really boring couple of the season that they have no problems. They're fine. They're not even getting expert visits as far as we see. I do just wonder if they are getting these expert visits and they're just like, I don't know, man. They didn't say anything. Like we have such an economy of time now. I guess we just have to cut this because nothing really came of it. And in a lifetime scenario, of course, we would get it and we would be like, oh, nothing happened. That's cool. They're all right. But in this scenario, they're like, we can't show it because there's nothing happened and we got to move. We got to make this light and short. So this is twice now we've gotten experts and we haven't seen them have one expert visit.
Yeah.
Is it weird that I'm still kind of like, but what happened to them other marriages?
Right. Right. And the way that Chad speaks up in the group where he gives advice to everyone, I'm like, all right, Mr. Four Marriages, like, should you be given like, which I guess is something to be like, yes, he's done this a lot. He's had failures, which does teach you things in a failure. So I'm like, all right, maybe the fourth time is a charm with Chad. He's learned so much. Yeah. He knows how to treat his wife, because I mean, it seems like he's really a really, really kind, caring, doting husband who is, who's just this great guy. And so, yeah, like you said, Aysha, they're like planning trips, they're doing these things, so they just seem to be flying by.
Yeah. And they even getting more of his perspective, because he's very just like from like to the point, and for him to say like, if he had to think of his perfect person, it would be her.
Yeah.
Like that's in a confessional. Like that's not even just speaking sweet nothings to her. And so I think that means a lot, just hearing it from that perspective. Just like he is very content, and not in the Brittany way she said it. He's happy.
Yes, and Belinda, and for Belinda's point of view. Is like at first we were just like, I don't know, is she feeling it? She's not super expressive.
Yeah.
But every moment she gets to say something, she's just like, he's so great. Like I feel safe with him and we get along. I'm like, okay, like, hey, you guys seem to be a-okay. They have a great time. They get along well. Seems to be going well. I give it a 5. I don't know about what do y'all have to say about them?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 5 too. Like, I'm trying not to be pessimistic. I'm really trying not to be pessimistic. I'm really trying to be like, well, where's the other shoe gonna drop? Because I think that's what Belinda was the first few weeks. Like, he's great, but what's going on?
Yeah.
And so I think they're hitting it off. They are making plans. They're doing everything they should be at this point. They're both at the same level of love. They both said it. So yeah, there's nothing you can do but to give them a 5 on what we presented. I do wonder about the trailer. Didn't something happen with them in the trailer? But again, trying to keep that out the way.
It's just something like I can't see I can't be with you or something. It was something that felt misleading.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably was. Yeah.
Because even in the season preview, they showed him saying that to like Rhonda or something, and it was like, okay, we know they're not together. And so yeah, I'm also going to give them a 5, mainly because we haven't seen the bad. Like, I think if there were bad to show, they would show it. I mean, if the extent of your negative like screen time is just with the producers, that's not a reflection of the relationship. And we've seen couples work out in the past who have had a negative relationship with production, but liked each other. So I'm also going to go a 5. All right, let's talk about the younger version of Belinda, Jalen. All right, so these two had a very different drop, right?
Well, from what we've been seeing, yeah, like because what we had until now was again another Belinda child. Like, oh, what could go wrong? Everything's going great.
Go wrong?
And now it's like, oh, here we go.
Said, let's show us how we can make up some conflict.
Yeah.
And again, when does the shoe drop? The shoe dropped in this drop.
Yeah. So they're in bed and he has planned a date, right? Like, oh, are they going to go to the zoo? Are they going to go for a walk in the park? No, they are going to jump out of a plane in San Marcos.
Yeah.
And she's like, are you kidding? Like, I know I've been joking about it, but he's like, well, he does it every couple years. And so he's like, since she has been saying she wants to do it, they're going to do it. Look, I've always said I wanted to jump out of a plane. Have I made the appointment? Have I scheduled it? Absolutely not. I don't even think I would ever actually do it. It's just one of those things like, I can see myself jumping out of a plane.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what it is about reality TV this week and skydiving, but it's here at An Amazing Race this week. But yeah, I've also been like, skydiving, maybe I'll do it one day. Seems cool, seems fun. For someone to tell you the morning of, be like, hey, guess what? We're skydiving today. No, you need to give me at least a week run up for me to get right in my head about jumping out of a plane. I do appreciate the like, yeah, I'm going to push you out of your comfort zone. This is something you say you want to do. So I'm going to call your bluff. Let's do it. But I need more than a 2-hour warning that I'll be jumping out of a plane that day. I was like, nah, I would be like, Jalen's a trooper. Cause I'd be like,
she is a trooper.
No. She's a trooper. Like, yeah. I don't know. I have never said, hey, I think I want to skydive. No, I say I want to go to that indoor skydiving.
I fly, yes, because that is just I don't want to say just as scary, but it is scary. I've done it once, and I was like, I
would do that.
It's scary. It's scary
because you go into this tunnel, so you have to do a whole like course when you get there. Like they teach you about how to properly do it, right? So you go in. The tunnel is in the middle of the place. You go into it. You have to put your body in the proper position. You're with a instructor, right? Yeah. But it's nothing below you. Like if the air just stopped, you're falling on this like crate thing or net, depending on the place. And so you're just in the air. It would just be like if you had a huge wind tunnel like in a room, right? and then you're just in, you would still be scared.
I mean, that's literally what the I-fly is, right? It wouldn't
Right,
jump
right.
out of the room.
I'm just like, imagine, like, look at the room you're in. If you're floating in the air, you would still be scared to fall. That's kind of like what that is.
Yeah.
Jason, every time I pass that iFly in White Marsh, I'm like, I want to do that.
Yeah,
I've never made the.
Listen, I drive past it all the time, and like I'm like, oh yeah, like that would be so much fun. That'd be fun to do.
Doing at least once, especially if you have it in your head, like, oh, I could skydive. That's just fine to do instead of skydiving.
And so the funny thing about what you said, Jason, about like, oh, I'm gonna need more time. The funny thing is, I actually think if you are going to basically push me out of the plane, I think this would be the way to do it.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing is the anticipation. I think if you give me a week, I'm going to
absolutely
be all up in my head. I'm going to be like, I can't do this. If you say, get up, we're going today, we're now, I probably will just be like, oh, okay, all right, all right, oh, we're on the plane.
Yeah.
I just like, I'm like, you're going to jump out of a plane. I'm not.
Right. But yes, like once again, I feel like if we're going tit for tat, Jalen has gone out of her comfort zones more times than once, multiple times on the honeymoon, now doing this, and he has gone to cycling class. So
not equivalent. Not equivalent.
And so she's down. They go, they do it. They had so much fun. Like she had a blast. But she was like, I did want somebody to push me out of my comfort zone, and that's exactly what's happening. They celebrate their 1 month. And this is kind of where things like where the dramatic music comes in to show you that they're shifting in this relationship. So basically, and I totally agreed with her thought process in wanting to do this. She had the thought that when they originally wrote their vows, it was to a stranger, right? So now let's rewrite our vows to each other. Now that we know each other, now like let's write how we feel about each other in the form of vows. And he was just like not having it in terms of like it took him 4 days to write the original vows, which are like 4 paragraphs. And now in this moment, he felt like, okay, I'm given 20 minutes to kind of write how I feel about you. And he felt like he couldn't come up with he couldn't come up with anything beyond what he originally wrote. Cause he's like, what more could I say than what I originally wrote? And she's like, well, now it can be specific to me. And he said his thoughts were jumbled. He got really frustrated and embarrassed. He's like, what I wrote, I don't want to read it. I'm not going to read it. And she's getting increasingly frustrated because like, she's in the standpoint of like, well, even if you don't want to read what you wrote, just tell me how you feel about me. Like I feel like it could have been as simple as that, but it became this thing of like, oh, now you're kind of diving into an insecurity I have with like public speaking.
Yeah, I was really curious about this moment because the way that he was acting in the moment, I was like, is there some sort of, I don't know if he maybe has like some sort of learning disability that was hampering him in this moment, because he was talking about the fact he was trying to get his words down, but he couldn't figure out how to. He was having trouble physically writing it down on paper. So I was like, I don't know if this is some sort of insecurity he has with a past learning disability, maybe a dyslexia or something like that. I wasn't sure. Then they didn't tell us that, so I don't want to jump to conclusions or jump to assumptions. But the way that he was so hestant about it, and I also understand where he's coming from the perspective of, you're putting me on the spot right now, and the way maybe his mind works is he can't do things like that on the spot, because he can't get his thoughts together. He was talking about his thoughts being jumbled up. He couldn't translate them from his head to the pen. So it's like, I feel like it's more of a, not that he doesn't want to, but he can't in this moment. I don't know if he was doing a good job of relaying that to Jalen, because I think the way Jalen took it was that, oh, you don't want to talk about how much you love me? You don't want to talk about like what you feel about me? I was like, I don't think it's a want. It's a can't. He literally can't do it right now. And I feel like he's also now in a place where he is feeling embarrassed. So he is like heightening the situation. He's like, I can't even speak right now about how much I love you because I'm this like flustered about this thing that you're asking me to do. So I really felt his like hesitation and like his
anxiety about it.
Yes,
Yeah.
anxiety. Great word. I think that was where I was trying to get. His anxiety. I felt his anxiety in the moment through the screen, and then I don't think that she was getting it. And so I think their theme for this drop was like taking a situation and making it bigger than it needed to be, right? And I think that's part of what this was.
Agreed.
She made it so huge. She's like, "Well, you don't want to say what you feel about me, so it makes me think, are you having different feelings now?" I was like, "Whoa!" Like you took that and spiraled it
And
way out of the
yeah.
park. So it was like I wasn't sure exactly what was going on. Which again, a couple of situations, I'm like, I'm not even sure what we're arguing about, what is going on, what's being said. So
yeah, that's why it's just a plain miscommunication, because
Mhm.
what she was thinking, like what you said, what she's thinking in this moment is like, you can't tell me how you feel, where he's feeling is like, oh my gosh, I'm being put on the spot in front of, like, he compared it to being in front of 1,000 people, which hey, more than 1,000 people watch this show. So you kind of is. Like whatever he's saying and it's going to be shown, he's like feeling how people are going to feel about this. Which is why, like, even when he told her he loved her, it was off camera. So I wonder if it's a matter of just like he's not able to be vulnerable in that way on camera. And I wonder how differently this conversation would have went if it wasn't on camera.
I completely agree. Like I completely agree with that. Everything Jason said, everything he said, Asia. I don't understand how she took what he was saying and internalized it, because he was clearly just saying like, this is scaring me. This is giving me anxiety. Like having to write some like beautiful romantic vows in 20 minutes, it's not possible for some people, and written communication probably is not his style. We've actually we've seen it for the last few drops. He tends to like to do big gestures, quality time type thing. So it's like, let him just be like, no, I'm good, but then if you're looking at it from Jalen's point of view, Jalen's like, I just jumped out of a plane. Like I jumped out of a plane. How hard is it to write some nice stuff down about me? But it was something of in him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I saw someone in the Facebook group say that. Like, I just jumped out of a plane and you can't write a sentence.
Yes. But that's, again, you have to know your partner. I put in the YouTube comments that I agreed with Asia a few weeks ago about being an extrovert who's partnered with an introvert. I would never in a million years ask my husband to write vows down, because when we had our actual wedding, he said, no, I'm not going to do that. If you make me do that, I'm going to have my best friend who is a writer write them. Because he just will not. He doesn't do that. He doesn't like to do that. So why would I'd be like, okay, all right, fine. Like, why would you take that and internalize it? But again, we have to remember these people don't know each other as much as they do.
Yeah.
Insecurities can get in the way. And I felt bad for them. But I'm pretty sure, it was one of those things. Once the cameras were off, I'm pretty sure they worked it out. But
that's such a good point, Mari.
Yeah, I felt bad for Jonathan.
Like you wouldn't even, like, you can relate in that way because you would never put your husband in that position. And I've never thought about it in like a, hey, let's sit down and exchange how we feel type of thing. But like Sarah does have a journal that she like writes love letters to me at her own time. So it's just,
oh, brother, the perfect relationship strikes again. She writes these love letters to me in this journal, and we recite them every Sunday night at 6:00 p.m.
But it's in her own time. Like if I ask her to do one, it's kind of like, oh whoa, but then she'll just randomly hand me the journal, and I'm like, oh yay!
I've written you a poem, my love.
Stop being a hater, Jason.
Let's sit in the study and recite our love notes to each other.
Let her be in her, her relationship.
Let her have her notebook romance. Literally.
Stop being the jilted married veteran.
Right.
Oh, you guys love each other? Wait till you get married. Oh,
right.
They can't stand each other.
Wait till you get past the decade mark.
Yeah. Let's see how much in love you are.
So yeah, this fight was interesting. Or it wasn't even a fight, but it was her first time seeing this side of him, which did, in that moment, I was thinking of you, Jason, because I was like, ooh, Jason was saying You know, we haven't seen the side of him and we don't know how it will go. But he stuck to his guns. He said, I'm not reading. Even what if he had just handed it to her to read on her own? Like, here, you can read it.
Well, I don't think he even was able
I don't
to
even think he wrote
literally
anything.
write the words. It probably would just be like a jumble of words.
Oh, okay. Because he kept saying, I'm not reading this.
Because it was probably didn't make sense. He probably was writing a bunch of different things out. And I also think it's a level of like, also, he doesn't have confidence in what he's written.
Yeah.
Because of whatever
like a
reasons.
perfectionism type
perfectionism type of thing. And he feels insecure about what he's written. So he doesn't even want to show her what he wrote because he doesn't feel like it's up to snuff. Because like he said a couple times, like he thinks it'll be subpar. He doesn't want to put out this subpar BS. And so I think he does have this like level of non-confidence in himself to write something that he thinks is up to snuff for her. Which, at the point where they had gotten 5 minutes in this argument, he's like, well, I can't even think right now to say things that I love. Because she's literally like, all right, like she's bringing it down. She's like, all right, write me 5 words that you like about me. He's like, I can't even do that right now. Like, I'm not even in the mindset to do that right now. And so, I think her expectation and his ability to do that were two different levels in that moment.
Yeah, exactly. So then we move on to later they're in the bed and he feels the tension and he kind of further explains to her that, like his thought process, like, I had 20 minutes to write this. It felt like speaking in front of 1,000 people. And she was like, it was just uncomfortable for her. He was like, well, I love you. And, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. And so she just was kind of trying to understand in this moment because she's like, I don't get it. You can talk all day. So she said, make sure you have those vows by 8 a.m. I thought that was funny.
That was cute.
Yeah, I was like, y'all could joke about it. Y'all are in a good place. So we get this, Nest camera footage inside the apartment.
Yeah, baby. I love me some apartment cam footage. Let's go. It's gonna be juicy when you see that overhead shot. Like, ooh, right. This is gonna be nice.
And that's how juicy it was because, like, it was so juicy, in fact, that we didn't know what was going on until we get the debrief from her because they're mid conversation. This is very real life. He's like, he's saying names that we don't know who it is. We don't know who these people are. Peter,
we got to start getting a hallway cam to get more of this fight. It's like.
And the elevator. Get one in the lobby.
We're gonna strap GoPros to y'all at all times so you can get everything y'all are saying. I'm
like, who is Peter? New character unlocked. So apparently, Peter was saying that there were similarities with him and his ex, or with Jalen and his ex, and she thought it was like similarities in how they, the type of people they were, but it was Josh was saying it was similarities in how, like, he jumped right into his relationship with his ex, and then he also jumped right into this because it was Married at First Sight and they're already married. But then on top of that, they were talking about social media, and in a panic, we find out later that Josh basically just told her, hey, yeah, I did unfollow her, and he hadn't. And so now she's like, why you lie? Why the unnecessary lie?
Yes.
Don't nobody like a little lie.
No, because if you lie about something small, you'll lie about something big.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's not forget, we had this conversation when Dr. Pia was here, and they had their Pia brought this up, which is like, I don't know, are they rearranging stuff chronologically? I don't know. So, but because they literally talked about this, talked about following exes on social media, and he said in that moment that he was going to cease communications and unfollow.
He volunteered that.
Yeah, he volunteered that. So now for this to come up in this moment, be like, oh, you didn't unfollow her, like, and she has been DMing you since you got married.
Yeah.
So it's like, ooh, no bueno. This is not good. So yeah, I think this is a cliff.
What are you talking about? Right? What you got to talk to? What? Yeah. What are y'all What are you chatting about?
Yeah, what's going on? At least I don't need to see your phone now. Like at the point where you're like, now I need to see your phone. That's That's when
And you
got
said
bad
you
people.
do password sharing, so
Yeah.
just hand it to me.
Yep.
Like, I don't want to have to see your phone, but now I have to see your phone.
Yeah.
So now we're getting into a murky territory here with I don't want to have to be looking at your phone, but if you give me a reason to look at your phone, now I kind of have to.
Exactly. I mean, it's one of those, like, you don't want to give her a reason to not trust you. And you just did that. Like, she was fine. Like, she trusted your word because she asked you. So I'm sorry if you in a panic are like, oh yeah, I unfollowed her. What does it take for you to pull your phone out and be like, okay, let me make sure, let me unfollow her. Like now,
Yeah.
okay, now it's the truth.
Now do it. Now go do it.
Oh, okay. They're like we know the effort it goes into to unfollow somebody. I don't know what it's like for you, Jason. Like, do you? But I think that there is intentionality about unfollowing somebody. Like, if I'm unfollowing you, we're probably done. Like, there's no reason I need to interact with you anymore. There's no reason for me to think anything about what you're gonna think about seeing that I unfollowed you.
I've literally never had to unfollow a person in my life because
I was, yeah.
I don't know what that's like. Asia apparently got a lot of drama over there in her social
It's
media
not
world.
drama. It's like, if I look at your page, like, here's my latest criteria. If your post comes on my page and I have no desire to like it or engage with it, I should unfollow you because we're not in each other's orbit anymore.
And I think in this in the 2025 world,
Is this on Instagram? Like,
Yeah.
what are we talking
Because-
about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
because
Instagram.
there are people that I think about now in my personal life where I see a post that is like, oh, I know you were like that, and it's more I'm just gonna say politically based. I'll just leave it at that. So if I see something that's like, ooh, and you know, right now in 2025, there's a lot of that going around. So if you see that, you're like, oh, I didn't know you were into that, whether what you're into or not, and it makes me think of you in a different way, that might be a reason for me to either mute or unfollow. I haven't had that yet exactly, but that's a way I can envision that. But for this one, for this personal reason, to be like, why? Like, yes, you can be friends with your ex, you can be on friendly terms, but is it going to hurt you to unfollow your ex? And if it does hurt you so bad to unfollow your ex, you might have to have a conversation about that.
And I think it's less a thing about her needing him to unfollow all of his exes and more a thing about honesty. Like, if y'all are friends, say something, you know, like, if be honest about it, and then we can move on like that. You don't have to lie to me and say like, oh yeah, that's something like I can unfollow my ex and not do it.
And if
like,
you're gonna lie, if you're gonna lie in a panic, I was like, ooh, that's not a good precedent.
That takes me back to season 1, Doug lying about smoking. And he did smoke.
Yep.
It's like, okay, yeah, like, okay, we've lost the plot. So I mean, I totally understand her feelings right now about him having this unnecessary lie. And then we head into the expert visit with Dr. Pia and Pastor Cal, and they're like, we're here to confront the truth.
At first I was like, is this a special visit? Did they call them here? And then but I think it was just a normal, like, scheduled visit, and we just this will happen to come up at that time.
Yeah.
And Pia's just made it her pet project to like break them, like not in a mean, but like in a like break this facade. Let's get to the deep stuff.
Pia walks in like, so I hear things aren't as perfect as you thought they were at a certain time, huh?
You beat my last activity, but you won't beat this one.
Finally, trouble in paradise.
Yes. Dr. Pia is so funny to me because she comes in with a mission. She's like, she's going to hold you accountable for behavior she's seeing, and she wants you to like explain it away, which I think she did a really good job of it with Brittany and Will. But with this conversation, he said he explained about the lie. She felt it was unnecessary, and Pastor Cal kind of gives some advice on like how to forgive. Like, do you think you could forgive? She's like, yeah, I think I could forgive him. They're like, we don't buy that.
That's not convincing.
Yeah. So Pastor Cal says his advice that he has said before: marriages don't work, people work. So just saying like they're going to be responsible for reconciling. And we get into the conversation that shapes the rest of the drop. their scenes in the rest of this drop, which was about festivals. She said, look, I know he loves going to festivals, and I would like it to be okay if I don't go. I don't want to go to a bunch of festivals. And he's like, well, like, I really want to know like what a happy medium would look like, because like that gives me joy. Going to those festivals make me feel something. He basically is saying they make him feel alive, and he would need to have an equivalent of what can make him feel alive in that way. And they show him saying, they give a flashback of the honeymoon of him saying he was okay with her not wanting to go to Burning Man. But she's like, well, look, you don't have to not go to these festivals. Like, you could go with someone else. He's like, I don't want to go with someone else. I want to go with you, basically. And she's like, but what if I don't want to go?
Babe, you've been going to these for how many years without me? I think you can do it again.
You can manage.
Yeah.
They even go as far to show flashbacks of him at these festivals.
Yeah.
And I don't think people understand, like, Burning Man isn't like Coachella. It's not like Governor's Ball.
It's real. This is a real deal.
ACL.
This is the festival of all festivals / not even a festival. Like, it's like y'all said last, it's camping. It's outside camping, basically, with a whole bunch of people outside on
camping. Yes, people on drugs with weirdos. Yeah, it's a week festival of people drugged out of their minds on ayahuasca, on whatever, that are having trips that you got to probably watch all your
in
stuff.
The desert.
He's going to get stolen.
Hey, please give it a chance.
Hell no. Hell no. Like, you're not asking me to come to some like RV park or a regular old campground. This is the desert. Okay. Like, this ain't fun. Like, this is not a fun time for me. And for him to just be so insistent that she needs to do this, like, and the underlying thing of like, if this is going to work, you're going to need to come to Burning Man with me. To be like, why is this such a requirement for you? Like, it's not something that we're all going to be into. And it's, again, almost him forcing his activities on her. We saw it in the honeymoon.
Once again.
We saw it with the skydiving. Is like, he said he skydives once every like couple years or something, and she mentioned it one time. He was like, yeah, skydiving, let's go do it tomorrow. And she's like, okay, but she draws the line here at, I am not going to a week-long camping festival where it probably just smells like patchouli at all times. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not into it.
The thing is, he already bought her a ticket. Like, he's already
work our way up.
Yeah.
It's February-ish right? Can we try Coachella first? Coachella's in April. Burning Man is in August, September. Governor's Ball is in June. Like, can she work her way up to it? Like, going directly to Burning Man seems ridiculous for somebody who doesn't like to be outside. And just 2 years ago, I think in 2023, Burning Man got like flooded, and all those people got stranded in the desert for
Amari with all the Burning Man facts. Like, where did you get all these Burning Man facts from, Amari? Oh my gosh!
Because as soon as he said, I'm like, no, I was with Jalen. Like, I'm not about to go out in the desert. And it was a whole big thing.
It's funny because like someone in the Facebook group was like, is there no one-day pass to Burning Man? Like, can she ease into it? That's the problem. It's like, you're jumping to this extreme.
I'll come depending on where this is and where they are. I'll come visit you every day for like an hour or two. We can hang out, and then I'll go to my car and drive back home. Like, if it's that close, and I can just drive to come visit you once, and then leave. And what are you saying, Mari? They're trapped in there? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, because I remembered when this happened. I think we were looking about a documentary about it. That's why I remembered. But it's like Burning Man. It's like in the middle of this desert area, and it's like miles and miles and miles and miles of desert until you get to like civilization. And what happened is back in 2023, it like rained unexpectedly there. And I think Burning Man is like somewhere out in like Vegas or California, like that area. like in that area, but it rained unexpectedly.
Yes,
and the rain caused flooding that caused those people to be trapped out there. If they didn't have like proper transport, it caused them to be trapped out there for a few days. And it was such a big story because it was like, I can't remember if it was like Chris Rock or something, like a celebrity was out there and he had like bummed a ride with some people and they were like took a picture of him like bumming a ride, like escaping. It was like escaping from Burning Man. Like it was this whole thing. It's not a quick pop in and pop out. Like it is the most extreme of the extreme.
I think the basic thing here is she needs to be able to have the option to ease into this. If he wants her to like it, Burning Man cannot be the first festival.
Exactly.
Like, let me tell you, I did a 1-day pass at ACL. It was fun, but I'm also it was fun for the day, but I know now at 33, I don't want to do festivals. I don't enjoy just being outside, going to being hungry and not having an adequate meal, and like I just having plenty of water. Like I pick and choose what I want to do based on what I like to do, and I feel like he's making it seem as if festivals, that's his day-to-day enjoyment, and it's not. That is a one-time or 1 to 2 time event that he does a year that he does not have to do with his partner.
Right. It's like
it truly doesn't.
Like I don't even have to want to ease into it. I could just say
I could just say no.
I don't want to do this. This does not seem like anything I would ever be okay with. And I just don't want to do it. I don't want to ease into it. I don't want to figure out a way we can share it. It's just something you do that I don't want to do. I have tons of things that I like to do that my wife doesn't like to do, and vice versa. And we are okay. We have enough. It's about finding enough things you like to do together that there are things that you like to do apart, right?
Yeah.
And I had that balance with my wife. Mara, I'm sure you have that type of thing with your husband. It's there are things we do together. There are things we do apart. So and it's totally okay. And the fact he's now making Burning Man his personality is like
weird.
What is like? I understand. There's like he probably has like
walking around naked here too. I'm sorry.
I'm looking up stuff too.
I'm sure he has groups that he talks to about Burning Man. He probably has like group chats where they can. There's an extension of it.
Yep.
Yeah, there's an extension of it. You can talk about it as it comes up or as you leave it from it. But it is a 1-week activity that you do once a year.
Yeah.
And I don't need to be included in that.
And maybe that's what he does. He spends all year preparing for the next Burning Man, and then after that, it's preparing for the next Burning Man. And that's my thing, is what I was getting really frustrated about with this was like he was making it seem like she was saying he couldn't do them.
Yeah,
no, she's just saying she doesn't want to.
She said a couple times, like, I'm not saying you can't go. Like, please go. Please go. Like, I'm not saying you can't. No one's taking it away from you. He's like, well,
no one.
Like, no one's saying that.
I really think it's actually healthy to have separate activities that you each like to do. Like, you don't need to be up under each other all the time, especially if you are. So it's like, have your festival. And maybe, again, y'all just got married. Maybe in year 2 or year 3, you should be like, okay, I'm gonna go check this out. You know, it does not need to all be happening right now.
And it's like, it's also like, Josh, you understand if you bring Jalen to Burning Man, it's going to ruin it for her. It's going to be a bad time for her and a bad time for you because she's going to be doing nothing but complaining. Like when my wife wants to do something that I want to do, it's going to be more enjoyable for her if I don't go, because if I go, I'll be complaining the whole time. And vice versa, things that I would want to do that she doesn't want to do. like, it's okay to have separate interests and to follow
more than okay.
Yeah,
I say that as like podcasting is that we do that separate. When I'm up here, we're not together.
No, and my wife would rather like jump off a building than come on a podcast. Like, it's like, so that's a totally separate thing that we have that she has zero interest in. And I would be like, babe, come on, just I have tried. Like when first I started, I was like, hey, like, you want to come talk about something on a podcast? Like we could do a podcast together. She's like, no, never in my life. She's an extremely like private person, and she in no way ever wants to do anything on a camera, on a mic. It's just like, that's your thing. Have fun with it, but count me out, which is totally fine.
And which is totally fine. So it's just like I love the Pastor Cal was like, Josh, you have to understand boundaries too. Like this isn't just this is your one thing and she has to do it. You got to understand that she has boundaries as well. Because I mean, a new boundary of mine, I'm probably not doing general admission of a standing only concert. If it has seats, I want a seat. Yeah, I don't need to arrive early. And like I did that all throughout my 20s. If I have to arrive early just to get a decent, no, I want to be wherever the seats are.
Boy, you are the oldest 32-year-old I've ever seen.
33.
33-year-old. Sorry, I forgot your birthday. My knees ain't gonna take standing up. Can't do it.
And even then, at this last Beyonce concert, I was like, even sitting, I was like, I don't know about this.
Girl, I had in earplugs and it changed the game. It was those earplugs that have like the circle. And so it like rounds your ear. And so you only hear the music. And so like I took it out at one point. I was like, whoa, it's so loud. And I put it back in. You just hear Beyonce.
I love that.
That's where we are now. And he's in the talking about go to Burning Man.
I'm not going to some temporary tent city in the middle of the desert with naked people walking around. It's not happening.
Yeah,
I'm not coming to some lawless,
lawless land,
little city out here where anything can happen to little old Jalen. I'm not doing that. I'm like, nah, bro. This seems like a sus setup around here. I'm not doing that.
Exactly. So. So they leave, or like Pastor Cal and Dr. Pia leave, and Josh is like, look, this is hard to digest. He basically saying this is like new news to him. And he wants to know that they can he wants to know that they are one, able to have productive conversations, but two, that they are able to kind of like come to a compromise about these things. And he's like, and with this, we're not going to come to a decision by decision day. So are you okay with that? Boy, are you okay with that? She says she's fine.
Are you threatening me right now? Is that what I'm hearing? Like, it almost sounds like, well, you're going to need to decide you're going to come to Burning Man or it's going to be a no for me on decision day. It's like,
listen, she goes, look, he compares this to cycling. And she's like, Josh, a week versus 45 minutes. You are not going to compare I tried a cycling class to
bruh. And then he's like, well, when you think about it, in the span of our lifetimes, it's like, oh, come on, when we're on our deathbed, won't you be wondering what that week would have been like if I went with Josh to that one Burning Man? Like, no,
then he goes a step further to say that he realized how important this Burning Man is to him because it would be the equivalent of asking her to step away from being a cycling instructor.
Huh?
he's like, what if your legs were cut off and you couldn't be a cycling instructor anymore? It's like, what? Like, what are we doing?
Because we've entirely lost the plot because he starts doing the thing of like, let's practice not interrupting each other.
Ooh,
she's like, what?
They were getting
a conversation.
He was getting tested. I was like, oh, here he is. Here's the real Josh. Here's the argument. I've been waiting to see.
And so she rolls her eyes and he goes, don't ever roll your eyes at me.
It was giving Nick from Love is Blind.
Yes.
Like, that can never happen again. I was like, that's scary. That's scary. Like, and what's going to happen, Josh? I roll my eyes again. Roll.
Yep,
exactly. Like, what you going to do? What you going to do? Like,
that was just like, that I didn't like this conversation. For Jalen.
But we got so much into cycling, and then it's like, oh, but I mean, cycling is kind of like her Burning Man. It's like she loves cycling. Cycling is like her obsession. But to equivalize the two things, which I don't even know if equivalize is a word, but again, it's one of those words I use that I'm not sure it's a word or not. Sure. But to make them the same thing is like, it's not though.
Okay, here's how it can become the same thing. Is if Jalen said, hey Josh, come to the cycling studio. You're not leaving for a week. And you are doing every single class that I teach for a week straight. Then you can go home. That's the equivalent. So ridiculous.
Say that.
It's like a saw torture device, where I'm going to strap down your hands and your feet to the pedals and the handlebar, and you can never stop cycling. You can never leave the cycle class for a week straight.
Yeah.
So
Then he actually
ridiculous.
starts tearing up, crying about giving up going to Burning Man. He's like, he wants a strong community and he feels like he has it in that. And she's like, well, we could like find out what our community could be together, like something that can make you feel that way more than a couple times a year. And I think that maybe the thing is like, if it truly is like something he makes his community year round, because they're just preparing to go to Burning Man year round.
But I think that's
Yes.
the thing we need to do, is find something together. I think that was a good solution to the situation. Let's
Yeah.
find something that we can both be passionate about together. That is not Burning Man. It doesn't have to be cycling. It's something that we both enjoy to do, that we can do together. That is the solution to that problem. Is like,
It is. And
find
you
something you
still
both
go
feel
to
strong
Burning Man without me. Like,
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they that's kind of where they land before the retreat.
Mhm.
And it's just so interesting because where that started, the community word was Dr. Pia saying like, hey Josh, like it's more about the feeling you get when you're there and the community you get from it.
Yeah.
Then they kind of just like took that
Spiral.
and ran with
And
it.
ran with it, yeah.
All right, where are y'all thinking in terms of ratings? And I mean, and you can also consider the retreat.
I think I'm gonna go with another 5. It just seems it seems like this is something that I know in the present moment feels like a big deal, but I think after a amount of time they can get over that.
You would hope.
You hope. Actually, let me put him at a 4. I'm putting him at a 4.
I mean, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna put it at a 4, just because you could see the crack in the armor. Yeah.
And it really felt like Josh has a really stubborn streak where it's kind of either his way or the highway, and if it's not his way, he's going to like really like pitch a fit about it and get really upset. So I think that can be something that over time can really wear on you. So give me that point downgrade to a 4.
Yeah,
exactly. Especially since Jalen has been very accommodating. Again, jumping in the water in Panama, jumping out of a plane.
Yes.
And it's like she said yes, she said yes, she said yes. But the one time she says no,
it's a problem.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm also a 4. I wrote down my 4 before you switched to your 4. So I'm not copying you.
Okay.
And I'm coming in at a 4 too.
All right. What couple do you want to go to next?
Let's do Rhonda and Pat, who again had
oh my God, I forgot about them.
Had another interesting drop this week. We start off positive because we start off with them. They are celebrating their 1-month anniversary early in the morning to watch a space launch together, which is Pat's passion. So you know, we talk about engaging in each other's passions. Rhonda is like, okay, yeah, I'll do this space launch together with you, and it's another really great moment for them. She seems really engaged with him about the space launch. She's asking questions. He's being able to he's allowed to speak freely about himself and about his passions, and she seems really receptive. And he talks about when he was a kid how he watched a space landing, and that was kind of where his passion started. And then he joined the U.S. Space Command. It was a part of like space defense operations. He's like, well, if somebody tries to strike against us, and we can see how they're doing it, we can fight back. I was like, oh, like that seems like a really like interesting, cool thing that he's done, and that seems to be his profession, like at this point. And he's like, I think he mentioned he's semi-retired, but they're up early to watch it. They had like a good like 4 or 5 screens going. I'm not sure what exactly all the things he was looking at. So it's like he was really invested in it, and Rhonda was all up in it, asking questions. Like, okay, cool. So we do get the 1-month dinner, and Rhonda is so interesting. I feel like Rhonda is like, I'll do your little show, but I have certain demands that I need to make. Like, number one, I'm not getting ready at the hotel. I'm getting ready at my house, and I'm taking a party limo to the wedding venue. I'm not going to some stupid restaurant for the 1 month. I'm hosting it in my house. That's where I feel comfortable. And I feel like low-key, I feel like if we were checked into things, they're not really staying at that apartment. They're staying at her house. I bet you. Like, I bet you they're not. They're like, we will be at the apartment for this little space launch.
Yeah.
I bet you they don't. I bet you they don't stay there. I bet you they sneak out of that apartment all the time and go to her house to stay there because she hosted everybody at her house for the 1 month when usually we get them going to some restaurant. She's like, nah, I just do it at my house. I got friends that are chefs. I'll hire them. Y'all pay them. Y'all put them on the camera. Like, so we get all that. Their big contribution to the 1 month dinner was a speech that Pat made of like, I know we're all different ages, but it's not about age. It's about the level of commitment that you have toward one another. It's like, all right, Pat, go off, son. Later, speaking of music festivals, we seem to be at some sort of performance, some like pop-up performance that's being done. I think on little thing that we saw is part of like South by Southwest is like a pop-up. They're doing it at someone's house with a bunch of different artists. And this seems to be like a really like Rhonda is like making the rounds. She's talking to everybody. She's running around the place. She sits down with Pat and she goes, yeah, you know, I have such a love for music, and you know, and Pat's like, yeah, I can see that. And Rhonda goes, so what have you learned about me?
And she goes, music is like going to church for me. Like, that's how important it is for me.
It's like, what have you learned about me watching me in this environment? He's like, well, I've seen you interact with all the people and all the artists, and you seem to have like you have a really good, you know, sense of people. They all seem to love you. It's not good enough. She's like, but what have you learned about me? About me. And Pat's like, Pat, who is 3 sheets to the wind. You can tell. Pat's got the rosy cheeks. His face is all blush. He's like, yes, he's been in his cups. He's like, you can tell he's struggling. He's like, you're super creative because you love the art, music, like the arts, and we're making our own art. That seemed to get a passing grade from her. She's like, okay. All right. Okay. Cool.
I'd be like, what's with all these pop quizzes, Ron?
That's what it is. She's like,
no, she stays quizzing him.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so later in that same festival, they're kind of listening to music together, the swaying back and forth, and she's like, you know, this song really helped me get through a lot of tough relationships, and the song is about water, and you know, water is such a special place for me, and you know, and Pat, what he's been doing, trying to relate to her, trying to carry on the conversation. He goes, yeah, you know, some place like that for me is like the mountains. It's like, you know, that's kind of my special place. And Ron's like, we get a confession. She's like, he's trying to make it about himself again. He's over talking me. He doesn't care about what I have to say. He's making it about him. In the meantime, she's trying to keep her cool in the moment with Pat. She doesn't say anything to him in this moment. She's kind of like, You can tell she's like kind of standoff, and she's like, all right, I'm gonna go somewhere else then, because you keep making it about yourself, which is like, I don't know. Well, let's do more about her when we get further, because it's a whole big. This is their big issue. This drop again seems to be their constant issue. But they go.
Rhonda would hate to see me coming, because like that's how I talk. Is you say something, we're talking. I'm like, oh yeah, this like that seems normal. Am I tripping? Like it seems normal. Like we're talking about a subject. I say yes. I heard what you said. What this happened to me was like what? Rhonda, I think it's what she understands. She wants.
It's a balance in terms of like, because he is like you're saying, like us, we do that. We related back to ourselves because you're showing common interests. Like that's how conversation goes. But I think it's the fact that she thinks he never asks her, like inquires more about what she just said. Yeah. He's like, I heard you, I'm relating to it. As opposed to like, wait, why did that happen? Or, did
explain
you know
more?
Yeah. Explain
that
more. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you go deeper? I heard what you said, but I want to know more about that topic.
Yeah.
So we then get a visit to her father's grave, where she visits, a couple times a year probably. So she introduces Pat to her father at the gravesite. It's really nice, and she's like, "Do you have anything that you want to say to my father?" And he's like, It's like, oh, like I guess it's like nice to meet you, I guess. And she's like, all right, you can leave. You can leave now. It's like that again. This
She
wasn't
said,
gonna like you can go.
failed F.
Yeah, get out of here. You can go. And so she talks to her father alone. She's like, it's this is so hard. On the way back from visiting Dad's grave, Rhonda's again telling stories about her family. She talks this anecdote about her uncle. I think having Playboys, and they would find the Playboys, and Pat again trying to relate, trying to conversate. She's, oh yeah, I had an issue like that with my dad.
That was such a thing of the times.
Yeah, we'd find his Playboys and blah blah blah. She's like, and this time she stopped. She's like, listen, I was trying to tell you about my family, tell you about different things. You again are interrupting me. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. I just didn't. I was trying to relate. That's how I conversate. And it's like, okay, all right. And then she talks again more about her dad, and then she quizzes him. She goes, so how long has my dad been gone? He's like, no. He asked her. He's like, can you tell me again how long your
because
dad's been
they
passed?
did make a point to show us. She said, yeah, I lost my dad at 19.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, wait, can you remind me how long your dad's been gone? God dang it. I just said it.
God dang it. God dang it, Pat. I just told you. Okay. You're just talking about it.
And a lot of people were talking about it on the Facebook group.
Mhm.
You are expecting a lot of this person that is driving.
Mm-hmm.
And you see him trying to check, like, Austin streets are not easy. The worst traffic, I swear. Like, between Dallas, Austin, and Houston, Austin has the worst traffic. Some people just don't know how to drive. It's varying reasons. And he's trying to focus on the task at hand, and you're quizzing him on every little word. You already had an issue with his listening skills at dinner. You know, like y'all are just sitting there. Now you're being extra on top of him while he's driving. Let's switch seats. You drive. Now I can listen to every word you're saying.
And now, right now he's still showing more interest because he wants to know.
Yeah.
He's asking more questions.
Yeah.
But the fact that she already told him gets her upset. He's like, oh, I already told you that, Pat. Okay, I told you he's been gone since I was 19, and now you're not hearing what I'm saying. You're not listening. He's like, oh, I'm trying to drive, and you're telling me a story. I'm trying to drive. There's a lot to focus on, and so she's upset. She's annoyed, and Pat, my man Pat has had enough. Pat pulls over into, I guess, a random parking lot, and she's like, are you okay? He's like, I'm not doing great. Kind of annoyed. He's like, I don't like when you scold me. I'm trying to do the best I can, but you keep shutting me down. It makes him not want to say anything. It makes him want to shut down because whatever he says, she comes back and says it's not good enough. He says he feels like he's constantly under evaluation, and the way that she talks to him, the way she scolds him, she does apologize. She says, for me, it is a way of, I have an issue feeling seen and heard, and I know our minds work different, but can I ask for some grace? He says, yeah, but it's like he's not letting it go, which I love that for Pat. Like, yeah, Pat, don't let it go. He says, yeah, but I feel like you're constantly testing me, and it's a constant thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, it's about hear me when I'm vulnerable, and I've been in these relationships where I've been vulnerable, and I don't feel like I've been hurt. And Pat, it's interesting because he then kind of talk about some of these guys apologizing when maybe we don't think that they have anything to apologize for. He's like, well, yes, I'm sorry. He says, I've spent a few years not growing, and I realize that I need to grow, and I need to conversate with you better, and you're helping me grow, and thank you so much for that. I was like, do we miss something? It seems like we really jumped from from one thing to him apologizing. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I think it was like him just giving in.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Okay, we really seem to like click off from that, but at least he got to make his issue heard. I was like, oh, at least he said it out loud to her.
And I feel like this is another instance of Rhonda bringing something in from her previous relationship into the relationship with Pat. Not only has she been by herself for 25 years, I believe she says, so she's used to this independent. this independence, but we do know about her previous relationship when she moved in with that husband and he wouldn't let her do anything. It feels like she's like, I have a problem with being seen and heard. Pat is constantly making the effort to try and make sure that she is seen and heard, but it's like he's not doing it in the way that she wants him to. And it's just like, he's not shutting you down. He's not telling you, girl, be quiet. You know what I'm saying? He's trying in his own way. Unfortunately, I do think his mind kind of wanders a little bit, but that, he's not doing it intentionally. Yeah. And I feel bad because I think they could be a great couple, but Rhonda has that thing where she has something in her mind, so she's constantly trying to catch it, like trying to see, you're doing it in here, you're doing it now, you're doing it here, you're doing it now, type thing. And it's just like, girl, like let it go.
Yeah, and she also talks about the fact that, when in her family, her dad really wanted boys and he ended up having 2 girls, and he ended up taking her sister as kind of like, quote unquote, the boy, doing the boy things with the sister, so that she really kind of felt like she was not really listened to, not heard, because she wasn't the favorite child. So that really is kind of the roots of where she gets her feeling of insecurity, not being chosen, like she wasn't chosen by her father to do fun things like hunting and this and that. And I love that Pat's like, well, let me reassure you that I choose you. Like he reassures her in this moment. It's like, see, that's good listening skills. Yes. That's good words of affirmation that he's giving. So, I felt like in this moment they were getting to a better track. I was like, okay, cool.
This cast is really good about swallowing their pride to say what the other person wants to hear. Like, we've had some really hard-headed people in the past, and I feel like these people are like, because they're so focused on being committed to this, they're like, okay, I see in this moment this person needs this, so let me do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They actually don't go on the retreat, but we'll also talk about their non-retreat stuff in the retreat package. Where are we thinking for ratings?
They might be the lowest for me. I'm thinking like a 3. Yeah, 3. Because it's like, again, everybody here is trying to make it work. And I love that about this cast. Like, everybody is committing. But it's just like, I don't know. This could be like a game time decision for them. Like, it could go all the way up to the wire on if they're going to stay together past the decision day, let alone up until the reunion. So I'm going to give it a 3.
I'm actually going to go a 2 because it's, and if I'm going to go a 2 only because of how Rhonda is handling this relationship. I think it can work if Pat just continues to give in to like what Rhonda needs and denying his own needs, which I could see him being like, hey, this is fine. Like, it works. But if this relationship does fail, I do think it's her fault. So yeah, I'm gonna go with 2. What about you, Jason?
I'll go a 3. And again, it's mostly hinges on Pat's willingness to appease Rhonda in the communication style, because he can learn how to communicate with her, but is it a way that he is okay with communicating? Is it a way that he can figure out how to both make her feel heard and slip in his experience and his viewpoint on things? I think there's a medium there. I think, like Mari said, or like Aysha said, it's about like asking more questions before you input your perspective. I think if he wants to learn how to communicate with her, he can do that. The question is, do you want to put in that amount of work and effort? It seems like a bigger amount of work and effort that is normal, right, to communicate with her because of her past experiences or past traumas. It doesn't feel like Rhonda's one to move. It feels like Rhonda is stuck where Rhonda is, and she's not going to change her style. Pat seems more willing to learn how to change his communication style. The question is, once he does it, will he be okay with changing it that way? So I'm gonna give it a 3. Pat is one to admit his faults, admit his weaknesses. Rhonda not so much. So it does kind of hinge on whether or not Pat wants to move in that direction or not.
Yeah. All right. Then let's move on to our last couple before talking about the retreat. All right, Brittany and Will. They got to see, what was it, Derrick Henry? No, I'm just kidding.
Derrick Henry.
I'm just
Wow,
kidding.
I'm right here on this podcast. That is just
joking.
wild. Right in front of my salad? Really?
Mari, tell me about Mark Henry.
Oh my gosh. Mark Henry is one of the greatest like black professional wrestlers. He is like literally a Hall of Famer. He started out as a strongman, like the world's strongest man. I believe he did win that competition once, like back in like the early 2000s, and him winning that competition led him to the WWE, where he was billed as Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. And he's like one of only a few black WWE champions. He is a Hall of Famer when it comes to pro wrestling. On the flip side, now that he's like retired, he is a wrestling scout, and he's responsible for some of the like best wrestlers who are in the WWE right now, like Bianca Belair. Braun Strowman was a talent scout for him. I don't like that guy, but Mark Henry has been a great talent scout for the professional wrestling. He's just a staple of the community. Like, he is a legend, an icon. And to see Brittany and Will, two people who actually seem to like know wrestling, and he's from Texas, get to actually work with him was actually really, really fun to watch. Will has some really good moves, like really good wrestling moves. If he was taller and buffer, he probably could have he could have done this. And it adds to my sneaking suspicion that I think Will was a nerd growing up. Like, everything that I've seen from him and his reactions to stuff, I really think he was not hot growing up and does not understand like what he looks like now, if that makes sense.
He doesn't understand hot culture.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's a late bloomer and derogatory. like when you have late bloomers, it could go one of two ways, and I'm still trying to figure out which way Will went. Like, it could go like JR. Remember JR from the Ultimatum? He was a late bloomer too.
Yeah.
So,
the Ultimatum / Perfect Match.
Yes.
Yep.
Of course, for those who don't know, Mari is like a huge wrestling nerd, which is, when Mari's segment was the moment she knew she had to be on this podcast to talk about Mark Henry. Mark Henry, former WWE wrestler, future Married at First Sight expert. It's like, we came back and started talking about marriage. I was like, oh, I know we're gonna get this out of Mark Henry. Cool, interesting, cool. But yeah, I loved that Will did this for Brittany because he knew she has such a passion for it. And I think he mentioned like he watched wrestling like growing up, but he's like not as big into it as she is. And I wasn't sure, like, because when she saw Mark Henry, I was like, does she know who this man is?
Does she know who he is? Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. I think she does. I think she's just starstruck in the moment to see this man.
Yeah.
So, like, what's the basketball equivalent? Like, we can talk about the MNBA. So, if you,
I call it that too.
Yeah. Who could, like, if somebody is a huge fan of basketball, who's the Mark Henry equivalent?
He wasn't like The Rock, Stone Cold. He wasn't like LeBron stuff. Yeah. He was like maybe like a Dwight Howard.
Yeah. Like a huge basketball fan would know him, be aware of his work.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
But he was like a pillar, like he was like more of a pillar than like a star. He was like he had star moments, he had a really good run and stuff like that, but he was more like a pillar. He was used to get like other big men over, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't say like the other equivalent I was thinking was Shaq, but Shaq is nobody's
It's
like really
Shaq.
Shaq. So
Yeah.
like a
Is
big man who's a good base.
is this the most
now
famous
let's.
person we've had on Married at First Sight?
I mean,
You have football players once, right?
depends how you're feeling about Bristol Palin
Oh,
or Trishelle Cantanella from when she was on
Boo,
the Vegas
boo.
season.
True. Like
Boo.
we heard of the football player, the Denver Broncos, Von Miller, but he wasn't on the
Yeah.
screen.
Oh,
We were just in his
right.
house for the
Oh yeah, his
retreat.
house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. And for it's interesting because as we heard, this was shot for Lifetime, but didn't Peacock and WWE have like some sort of situation, Mari? Or is this
Yeah,
like
wasn't
Yeah,
WrestleMania
they're
aired
not.
on Peacock?
Yeah, Peacock used to host the live events like the PLEs, but now it moved from Peacock now. Now they're now it's on the ESPN app. It's been
yeah,
it's been
like
a hot mess.
this ain't really a Lifetime move to like have
Yeah.
like to hire famous people, quote unquote, to be in this level of interaction with
Yeah,
our
it's a
people.
big get for Will.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I'm sure he had help. So yes, yeah. So it was
Okay,
fun.
yeah. It's
I was like,
I thought
I was
you
about
had
to take it
more.
over. I was about to take it
Yeah.
over. I was like, wait a minute.
What
this
more
is
do
not-
you have to say, Jason? So, so this was a really good date. Props to Will for this. They go on their 1 month anniversary, or it's time for their 1 month anniversary. And they get, the gift from the experts with their vows and pictures and stuff. And she's like asking him, they're sitting on the couch, and she's like, okay, so like, do I make you laugh? Because she's kind of like seeing if her vows match up to like what she's able to do. She said, do I make you laugh? He's like, on occasion. She's like, okay, like, do I make you happy? He's like, some days. And she's like, well, you're not making this romantic at all.
Yeah, I think in this moment he was having fun with her, messing with her. Like
Mhm.
at the tail end of the wrestling date, she was like, "I think things are going in a great direction." He's like, "They've been better, but
Yeah.
with time, it's like that wasn't great."
Because she said no. She said, "Do you think we have an emotional connection?" And he's like, "It could be better."
Well, I thought you said that about like this isn't the best we've ever been, but it could get better in time. It was like because I was thinking to myself like, when has it been better?
No, I interpreted it as it's not the best that it can be.
Oh,
because that's how he tries to explain it away later. Was like, I said it could be better. That means that there's more of something that's already existing.
Well, I said that about the retreat thing. I'm talking about at the end of the wrestling date where she's like, "I think it's going great." He's like, "I mean, we're not the best we've ever been, but we can get there." I was like, "How is this not the best you've ever been? Like, when have you been better?" Which is, I think, again, another like casualty of the time cut. Because from my stance, this is the best they've ever been. But is there something we're missing? Was my question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
oh, that was a big thing on the wrestling date was him saying, she's like, "Oh, how are you feeling about us?" And he's like, "Well, I feel great today, but things could change."
Mm-hmm.
He's a qualifier. Like he's one of those people that
Chad
does not.
Said it, yeah.
He does not feel comfortable talking in absolutes.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, she needs words of affirmation and absolutes.
It is such a mismatch in the matching to have these two people that have such different needs emotionally. I think a lot of other aspects are matched well, but this is not one of them, and it could be a crippling moment a crippling way that they're so unmatched.
Yeah. So, they're talking more about these vows and how long, like it's a month in, can you believe it, type of thing. And she's like, "Well, how are you feeling with us a month in?" He's like, "Well, I feel about how I expected to feel at this point because I was hoping we would go from strangers to non-strangers, and I think we've done that." She's like, she's just feeling like kind of unsettled because she was really hoping that this would spark up feelings. Like she was hoping she would have the feelings that Megan and Derek are having when they look at their 1 month stuff, where they're just kind of like, "Oh, look at how far we've come," where she's not having any new emotions spring up. And, it's obviously not, the conversation isn't helping. And so she's just like, this is weird that I'm feeling this way.
I really just think, like, how does she not understand at this point? Like, he's not an emotional person. He's just not. He's not a person that expresses his emotions through words. He's not. He's like a robot. He's like Taron Armstrong robot. Like, he's over logical. He's not flowery with his words. It's like you have to, and she has to figure out if that's for her or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's doing this thing where he'll say something and then she'll read into what he doesn't say.
Yeah.
And it honestly is just a mismatch because she has some insecurities again from her previous relationship that I think is messing up this relationship. And she honestly, if she wants to be with him, has to learn that she can't internalize everything that he does. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's hard to do that when this is a stranger and you guys have 8 weeks to decide if you want to continue. And for her, she wants the love, the big L word, the big feelings all right now. And for him, he's like, it's that way of looking at, we have 8 weeks, you know, we'll see what happens. Like, this feels good right now. What are we doing? Like, why are we putting so much pressure on it? Like, he's just a go with the flow type of guy.
Yeah.
And for her, the go with the flow of it is like, but I feel like you're holding something back from me. And we especially see it on the retreat. So yeah, I don't know. I just don't think they have enough. They don't have enough time. And I just think they are mismatched. Brittany needs constant affirmation. She needs constant affirmation. And he is not. I don't know if it's the cameras. I don't know what it is, or it's just who he is. But that's not what he does. That's not how he is. So
yeah. I think it's just him. That's just who he. That's just how he is used to talking. How he's used to conversating. Like, again, similar to what we talked about with Jalen and Josh. She wants something he can't give her in this moment. It's not that he doesn't want to. It's not that he is refusing. He just can't. Like, you know, it's not his way. You know, and like I said, Mari, because she keeps putting it on him of like, he's not doing this, he's not doing that. Like, he just doesn't know how to do it, and he doesn't have any interest in learning how to do it. So it's, you got to kind of take it or leave it, Brittany, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is very unfortunate. Because he does try to, like, when we get a confessional, he's like, I enjoy her, I adore her, but I'm not in love with her. So they did get the intimacy box from the experts, and he said he's used all of it. So, you know, nothing new in that box. He did go to F45 with her, which not an easy workout. I had an F45 stint. It's just like, it's a pretty good, solid 45-minute workout. And he was into it. No, it wasn't a thing. Like, it wasn't even a full scene that we got. It's just something she loves to do. But he better not compare it to what's his Burning Man. We don't even know yet. But he's gonna be like, I went to F45 with you.
But remember, he doesn't care enough about anything.
True.
For it to be Burning Man.
Yeah. We get there, Dr. Pia and Pastor Cal visit, and she's feeling, so they're like, oh, how's everything? He's like, oh yeah, no, we're fine, no issues. And she's like, actually, I'm feeling like there's like, I don't know where we stand 100%. That basically is where she lands. She feels like she's walking on eggshells. And he's like, every other day you ask me about what I would say on decision day, and I can tell you what I would, if decision day was today, I could tell you it's yes, but I don't know what it would be on the actual decision day.
And see, this is the foundational issue right here. Like, if you were to wrap it up in one instance, it's this, where he's like, he's so matter of fact, he's so analytical, he can only live in this moment right here, because he, number one, doesn't want to say something about the future and it be wrong.
Yeah.
And he couldn't stand that. So he just like, I can tell you what today is right now. What Brittany wants to hear and needs to hear is that he really is feeling strongly. He really sees it going well for the rest of their lives. Like, he can see being with her. He can see saying yes on decision day. She needs that. She craves that. She wants that. And he does not have the tools to give that to her right now.
But I also think it's unfair to keep asking, what are we going to do on decision day? What's we going to do on decision day? Like, you have a few weeks, like, you try being like, hey, my sister's getting married in June in the Dominican Republic.
Should I book you a ticket?
Nice. Like, do stuff like that. Don't be like outright like, what are you gonna do? What are you like?
It's
I don't
tough
know,
though, because we saw Belinda ask, and Chad was like, "Yes." Like, if decision day was today, I would say yes. I think it's only unfair if you're in like a rocky situation to be asking, whereas like in Will's mind, they're not. Like,
but
they're
Brittany
fine.
needs to know that at this point.
Yeah.
It's a month in. She should know at this point how he communicates, what he's like, and you're only setting yourself up for failure by keep asking, like, so what are you going to say on decision day? Like, I don't know. I'm going to say on decision day. So many things can happen from today to then, and he doesn't want to look into the future like that because he doesn't know, because in his mind he shouldn't say anything because so many things can happen.
Yeah. Pastor Cal told him he has to make it in a comfortable environment. And he's like, well, I just found out that I wasn't.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, right? I fundamentally, I think Will is one of those people that if it doesn't bother him, like if it's not worth it, it's not worth it to him. It's just not worth it. And so he just won't say anything. But to Brittany, that's not a thing. Like, it's like, if there's something wrong, we need to talk about it. We need to cash it out. But he's like, I literally don't care enough for it to matter. And then they make it matter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
she makes it matter. Like, because like you said, for Will, like he said a couple of times, like, if something's happening that I can't control, you can control, it's just what it is. I'm not going to throw a fit about it. She's like, no, we need to talk it out. We need to talk it out. But that's not his way. It's just not.
Yeah, it is very interesting in just like how he has adjusted to her and how she's adjusted to him. Because it feels like she needs to do more of the adjusting.
Yes.
But I think it's for him, he just needs to acknowledge how she wants to receive love. I thought it's very interesting. Dr. Pia was like, 90% of what we've all said to you, Will, is a rebuttal. Like, any response to 90% of what we've said to you is a rebuttal. Which is
she kind of called him out. She kind of called him out in that moment. Like, and I do think he has moved a little bit, because I think he's showing more of that physical affection she needs. Like in the Cal and Pia visit, she got emotional, and he like grabbed her and like drug her over to him. And I don't think that's probably normal to him. I think that is for him stepping outside his comfort zone, maybe, and showing her that physical affection. I just think he needs to, if the way that she wants it, he needs to also do it emotionally and in ways he speaks to her.
Yeah. It was that what was the conversation was that, oh, like if things don't work, or how was it? It was like, if things don't work out, then we need to both make sure that we're being ourselves. But they completely missed what they were originally saying. Or like, what was it? Brittany was talking, do y'all remember? Brittany was talking about how she feels about something. I guess maybe not feeling safe. And he's like, well, I just want to make sure that we can still be each other at the end of the day. Like, once we get out of this experiment, we both true to ourselves. And Dr. Pia said, hold on. Let's rewind and go back to the source of the problem, because we just kind of moved through that. So I really appreciated Dr. Pia for doing that in that moment of just like, let's focus on the real issue, not just try to like, oh, well, let's get to a point in this conversation that feels good. So that was a standout moment for me for Dr. Pia.
Yeah, because Pascal asks Will, does he know how to make her feel more secure? And Brittany says, does he even want to make me feel more secure? And I think that's a big issue for them, of like, does he care enough about me to give me these like words of affirmation that I need? And it's like, yeah, Will, like, can you see enough past yourself and how you normally conversate, how you normally interact, and move to how she wants it to be done? So I think that's the big question in their relationship. Are they willing to meet each other in these ways? Because I think Brittany's in a situation where she at this point doesn't say everything she's feeling, because she feels like she won't get that response that she wants from Will in a way.
Yeah.
It's like, That's tough. That's tough space to be in.
Exactly. They did have a really good scene where they met her family. They were all very welcoming towards him. He learned little things about her like biting her nails and picking at her toenails, and there was one point the family all wanted them to kiss. They like, we ain't never seen her kiss nobody. kiss.
So weird, awkward. I was like,
That was
ugh.
very weird.
Yeah.
Like, and they were performing. It was like everyone's like, oh, come over here, they're kissing. It's like, oh, I would shrink into a ball if I was in that type of situation. But he handled it very well.
He did, yeah. So before we move on to the retreat, what are y'all thinking of ratings?
I think I'm gonna go with 3. Yeah.
Same.
Just 3.
Yeah.
Let's go either way. Really can.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. 3s all around. All right, Jason, what happened at the retreat?
The retreat was interesting, right? Because we're used to these explosive retreats. I don't think this was necessarily explosive, but things happened. We do get Derek and Megan arriving first.
That's a good name.
Dagan. They arrive first, and they decide they want to pull pranks on all the other couples. They put these little noisemakers in each room that sounds like a cat. So when people come in, they hear cat noise. Like, where's that cat coming from? Everyone falls for it. They put in this toilet paper that is apparently unbreakable toilet paper, which would annoy the heck out of me.
Belinda,
for sure. Yeah, but Belinda found a way. She found a way. She stepped on it and just ripped it up as much as she could. Like Megan was like, "Ugh, I hope that that unbreakable paper is actually flushable, because if not, we're gonna be in trouble. You're gonna be having to pay a plumber bill for the owners of this VRBO or whatever Airbnb this was." So everyone shows up one by one. Everyone gets there. We get a meeting from the girls. They talk about D-Day. Belinda feels good. She says she's never met someone that makes her feel the things that Chad is making her feel. And Chad, for his point, has no doubt of what he's going to say, but he just needs to feel like they are on the same page. Derek, interesting, is like, I'm a yes. Like he tells us, I'm a yes at this point. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, but at this point,
would have been the case before the pregnancy.
Yeah, at this point, they do know they are pregnant.
Right.
So he's like, yeah, listen, it's a yes. So we got to figure this thing out. So we're definitely saying yes to each other. More time? I don't know. Will talks about his response of today is a yes. A month from now, who knows? Brittany, for her turn, says it's frustrating that he sometimes says things with the way that he qualifies things. Chad, it's like, as Will is explaining all the ways of love, and he's not sure which love he feels. He's like, there's this kind of love, there's brotherly love, and Chad's like, you say a lot of things with qualifiers, don't you? Like that's just kind of your way. And Chad is interesting because he's kind of like a Will translator. He's a Will reader at this point.
He gets them.
Yeah, he understands where Will's coming from. We do get a segment with Josh and Jalen. Josh talks about the experts and how they were kind of helping them through different things. Jalen talks about, this is kind of like, again, another like boy-girl segment. Jalen talks to the girls about, his issue is finding himself through things other than Burning Man. They need to find a passion where both of them can be have this in their relationship. We do get a flash. It didn't. I was like, what are we even talking about? And we get another flashback of them talking about communities and how she is a person that does communities, and that they can find groups that are not like necessarily set up communities, but groups of friends that can be your community. It's like, all right, there's so much talk about community. I feel like we get lost in the muck and the mire of it. Yeah, and Jalen does say, we can naturally find things like community through friends and all that. And she does reveal to us in a confessional, she kind of takes it personally that he thinks that they can't find a community together, that she doesn't bring about community. She does get advice from her mother, just kind of be patient. And it's not about Jalen, it's about him and how he needs to figure things out. And she tries to like make sure she knows it's not a problem with her, which I was like, this is a nice mother-daughter chat. This is why it's good to have these type of situations in this thing here. Let's see. We do also get we're having lunch with everyone. Chad is the retreat chef. We get this in every season. One person that is responsible for making lunch, dinner. Chad is that person. It's almost always usually a male, which is interesting because I think it's like Clint was the chef at the retreat at one point. I forgot what other.
Yeah, trying to
Steve,
think
I
of.
think was one of them. It's usually the guys, or one of the guys is usually the chef. We do get a segment where Will, I think is this the point where Will and Megan and Britt and all these people are having fun? No, this is where they're outside on the patio talking. Will, prompted by production, probably asked Derek, "What is his favorite thing he's learned about Megan?" It's one of those prompts they get. I believe you have a prompt.
Yeah.
They try to talk that out, but they're getting sidetracked by the cat noise, and everybody's like, "Where is that cat noise coming from?" Meanwhile, Derek and Megan are sitting like funny. We got them. Derek basically says it's about Megan's humor and her intelligence. That's what really does it for me. They also talk about the shared passion for real estate, how she's so smart. And so we turn into Will. We turn to Britt. What do you love about Will, Brittany? Brittany says she loves how his mind works. He's so unique, an amazing human. He says all the good things. She's sweet and smart. Chad says, "Listen, we're all family." He talks about him and Belinda, and he says it's her smile. She's so kind. She's a great mom. That's why I love her. He feels really safe with her, and he doesn't feel safe with a lot of people. And Jalen talks about how Jalen gets a little emotional. It's like, wow, I love that for my mom.
She's balling.
Yeah, she's balling. And Belinda's like, pass the tissue over to Belinda. And it's like,
I love that she said pass it, and she's like, I haven't even looked at Jalen. I just know.
Yeah, I already know she's
crying.
So we get a Jalen and Josh conversation in their room, and we're again talking about communities. And she's voicing her frustration that he keeps like kind of harping on this community thing. And she's like, I feel like one of my strong suits is that I can create community, and you don't see that. And it's like, well, I mean, he says, I haven't really like seen it in practice yet. Like, I guess you're saying these things. I haven't really seen it.
And he's like, where are your Discord channels?
It's like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm bringing you to spin class. He's like, I mean, that's not really community. That's like a friend hangout. I was like, oh, Josh.
He has a very warped view on what community is, because every time he said like, oh, I think I see it as a friend hangout, not community.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, he has a very specific definition of what community is.
Yeah.
And Jalen gets really frustrated. She starts crying. She's like, why would you just say that I'm good at creating community? I was like, whoa. I was like, where did this come from?
I have no idea what that was.
Yeah. I'm hoping you guys can shine more light on it, because I was very confused about what we were fighting about, what she was upset about.
I think it's because he was trying to say like, and probably this is, I'm implying a lot, or I'm assuming a lot, but I think he was saying like the community he's created with Burning Man is not something he sees in Jalen's life. So he's wondering like, how can we create community together in a way that like we both are involved in something? And she's like, no, cycling, that community is my community. I see that as a friend hangout.
It's no Burning Man, Jalen. It's no Burning Man.
Right.
Which is crazy.
By the end of this conversation, he does recognize that bringing family and friends together is community.
Well, I mean, did he realize it, or did he be like,
he said that? He said it.
I know he said it, but he's like, all right, fine. I will tell you that you're great at creating community with your friend and family hangouts. Like, it was almost like she's freaking out about this, and I just need to say what she wants to hear right now, and so we can de-escalate.
Unfortunately, I have to go tend to my community. I can hear them in the background. So thank you guys for having me on. Hopefully I can come back on in a few weeks or so, whatever. We'll see. I'll call you. You don't have to call me. But
Mari is tapping out like a Mark Henry opponent.
Yes, exactly. I gotta go. But thank you guys so much. Thank you for letting me be a part of your community. And I'll talk to you guys next time.
All right.
Bye. Thanks for coming.
All right. We've gone on too long for Mari. He's rein this thing in. So yeah, I kind of felt like he was just kind of telling her what she needed to hear in that moment. I don't know if he really felt this way.
Maybe.
Like, I mean, I see now.
Time will only tell.
He's like, I see now that you are great at creating community. So you just cried and said that. Yeah, so we also get a little note from Megan and Derek. They're still keeping their little secret. They're not telling anybody because it's way too early. We find out that everyone's found out that Derek and Megan were the ones doing the pranks. Let's see. We have the pivotal scene of Will and Brittany and Derek and Megan playing tennis together. Brittany pickleball. Oh, sorry, pickleball tennis. Same thing. Brittany is not doing well at it, so she gets kind of upset about it. She's getting pissed that she's getting beat. Will asks what they've all learned about each other, and they know it's about communicating and responding back to each other and knowing that they are committed. And Will says, it's about the difference in communication, catering it to each other. Will says, I can't really think of a lot of things me and Brittany need to work on. She's like, really? You can't think of one thing? He's like, I mean, no. She's like, really? He's like, I mean,
so I'm perfect.
Yeah. He's like, I guess we can work on how to navigate your emotions, which is like, wrong thing to say.
Once again, yeah.
He's like, I just know we need to work around them until you tell me what's wrong and that we can fix it. It's like, yeah. And so she's like, oh, it's like, so now are you irritated? He's like, no, it's just like, you just keep digging in on it. And so
she just wants to find a way for him to feel something. He's not annoyed at anything. He's not frustrated at anything. Nothing irritates him. And so she's just like, for that, I get her in this way. Is like when a person shows none of those type of emotions, you just assume they don't care. Because if it's stuff they care about, if he loves football and he's watching a football game, he's gonna get mad that something happens. Why? Because he cares. And so in her mind, she's thinking like, okay, you're not showing any type of these emotions, so the only thing I can assume is you don't care.
Yeah, and for him, a small irritation is nothing that needs to be talked out. It's nothing that needs to be talked about for 20 minutes on the couch. He's just gonna say that was irritating and move on. But she wants to talk about it. She wants to figure out what's wrong and fix it. And he's just like, I don't know. I don't need to fix it. It's just, if it's irritating, it's irritating. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. Which is, they have totally different ways of navigating that.
Right.
He does mention like, there's something you did earlier in the day that was irritating. I just let it go. She's like, oh, so I was irritating to you earlier? And I was like, oh boy, like, because it's not a big deal to him and it is a big deal to her. In confessional, she says he doesn't tell her what he's feeling, and it seems like he just doesn't care, and she thinks he needs to give more effort. Meanwhile, they're having this whole spat. They're having this whole thing, and Derek and Megan are just awkwardly across the pickleball court, like
they're trying to figure out an exit strategy.
Like, should we leave? Like,
well,
Derek's
Megan is. Should we get another round?
Yeah, should I score a point on them while they're arguing? And Megan's like, no, I think we should probably just kind of like leave. And he's like, no, I don't want to leave. Yeah, so Brittany and Megan split off from Derek and Will. They kind of like go to their separate corners to talk about it. Brittany said she's kind of struggling knowing if he just doesn't want confrontation or if he doesn't care.
Yeah,
I wrote in my notes, it's both. Like it's both things. He doesn't care enough to create a confrontation, and he doesn't want confrontation. So
yeah,
unless it's something that rises to a significant level, he's not going to bring it up.
Yeah.
Derek, who is now the I guess guru of all relationships. He's like, well, you just got to kind of communicate on her level, and bring things to her the way she would want to hear them. It's like, okay, I feel like
because
Will's
he's managed how to do that with Megan.
Yeah, and I feel like Will's was almost like trying to not roll his eyes in this moment, be like, who are you, bro? Trying to like tell me how I should be doing these things. Derek's like, maybe you should try not to be so blunt with her. Maybe just try to relate by asking questions.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, cool. Brittany says he doesn't think he likes her, and that she doesn't think he thinks that she is his one.
I think that's when she said that shaped everything else for like the perspective on them. It was she truly just does not think she's his person.
And I think that she thinks it's about him not thinking of it of her. I think if you were to ask Will probably be like, well, actually, I don't think there is.
I don't think there's one person.
I don't think
for everyone.
Yeah, I don't think there is a one. So I don't know if I can tell you you're the one, because I don't think there is a one for everybody, which would piss Brittany off to no other level. So yeah. I think she's definitely in her own head,
because he's probably of the minds that you can make it work with anybody.
Yeah, and I think she's like in her own mind of like, no, there is a one, and he's like, no, there isn't, and she's convincing herself that he thinks she's not the one, when maybe it's about him not being her one. And I don't know if she wants to say that or not.
I don't know. I don't know if she feels that way. I think she does truly feel that she is so attracted to him. That's why it's driving her insane that like she doesn't feel like they are on equal footing. She doesn't feel like he's where she is.
Yeah. So I'll just kind of finish up the Brittany and Will stuff. Brittany's just kind of, they get back to the house. Brittany's kind of crying. Belinda tries to pep her up and I think gives like some good advice, like about, like it's not about her. It's about like how he is.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think it's, we were talking to Pastor Cal about, having older people on the cast and how they can also kind of be like pseudo experts. Like this is a good indication of that. Jalen joins and figures out what's going on with Brittany. Brittany admits she's in her head. She just doesn't feel like she's getting what she's giving. She's getting back what she's giving, which is like, very, very true.
Mm-hmm.
Belinda says that he's in his own mind. He's just over analyzing. He's showing affection his way, and he needs to show it. He needs to learn how to show it her way, but they're not there yet. They're in a new relationship, and they just aren't at that level yet. Brittany joins Will in their room. And he talks to her about what Derek said and how he should respond in the moment. And he does apologize. He says, I'm sorry for not saying what I was feeling to you in the moment. He just says that he didn't think it was such a big deal, but they think differently about it.
Yeah.
He can tell she's still upset. She's still trying to, she's like, oh no, it's no big deal. It's fine. It's fine. And,
But is it?
Yeah. It's like, but is it though? And it's to me, it's like, so you're doing what you told him he's not doing, right? You said he's not telling his feelings in the moment, and you're doing the same thing right now. It's like you're not communicating. He says he knows he needs to learn how to be softer and which words to use. She said it's bigger than that.
It is.
Yeah, she says there must be a reason he isn't able to open up to her and be vulnerable. I think a good question, which they should have asked. He's like, so, but what does vulnerability look like to you? I was like, okay, good question. Very good question. She asked her if she's not sure if he trusts her enough to open up. She says she knows that he cares about her, and maybe she's in her head about it, but she wants to know if she is his person.
Yeah. He
says, well, our emotional connection could be stronger, but there is an emotional connection. I was like, oh, like, see, learning. You're not learning. Because at that point, you need to say, there is such an emotional connection. Like, I do feel connected to you. I do feel like we're in this together. It could be stronger. Like, you don't open up with, it could be stronger. You do some things before you come up to that. He doesn't know what's missing. If he knew, there wouldn't be a question. They would just fix what's missing.
Yeah. It is frustrating because like the emotionally connected thing, you see the response from everybody about like, why would you say it that way? Like just say yes, we are. And even for Brittany to just be like, that's Will. That's how he says things. Like she's already kind of resigned to the fact of like, this is how he operates. And there's no like, he's not going to, it doesn't seem like there's a compromise in how he responds to these things, knowing how she likes to hear it, knowing that she needs the words of affirmation. And I mean, she made a good point too in her confessional. Like, it makes me really frustrated that everyone else can see it and I can't, and he can't.
Yeah, and like they're all outside talking about it, and they're all trying to like kind of tell Will, like you need to like change your style of communication because it's not working. She's crying. Everyone else is like handing her tissues, and he's not trying to console her. He's just talking. He's still talking about his way of speaking, his way of doing this. And it's like, this is not a good look, my dude. And this causes Brittany to kind of get up and go off crying. And he just kind of sits there. I was like, oh man.
I was waiting for that. I'm not gonna chase her.
Yeah,
I know she knows where I'm at.
Man, with Will, it just seems like, one moment is he seems like he's getting it together, and another moment is like, what are you doing, bro? We do also get more check-ins from Jalen and Josh. They're doing much better now. They talk about how their miscommunications were, and she just wants to make sure she doesn't have to filter herself in conflict, and he needs to know how he can show support for her.
Yeah.
So they're doing pretty well. I like their little activity of going bike riding and him imitating her in swim
Yeah, I was
class.
like, that was funny.
Yeah,
I
that was
will
good. Just
say.
like just go in, get into the ride, sit in the ride. I loved how he was like imitating her in that way.
Yeah.
Not much from anyone else. Much we do. Rhonda and Pat. Rhonda's had apparently a family get together scheduled, so she is not
She
going to the
said,
retreat.
can't budget.
Nope.
Everybody already has their, I mean, in which I'm sure everyone probably already had their flights booked and stuff and travel plans ready, but and it was
like,
probably on a weekend that they couldn't, because there was this retreat was what, 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, she's like, y'all have fun. We ain't doing that. Bye.
Yeah.
Not us.
Yeah.
As so we do get check-ins,
which they could have used. I think they could have benefited from it too.
Yeah, we
like,
do get check-ins.
Chad.
Yeah, we get check-ins from them every so often during the retreat segment where they're having fun with the families and all that stuff. Seems like Pat's getting fitting in well with her family. Every time we see them, he's having a good time. But we do get a moment. We get a diary cam from Rhonda, and she told us that they were doing some art project for the kids, and they had to stop get some supplies. And in the store, he told her that he bought tickets for a show that he didn't tell her about. And so she's talking to him about
because it was a surprise, and that's how you do a gift.
Yes. And so she said that she was talking to him about getting a shared calendar and how they need to have one so they can be up to date on their dates. And apparently he just walked away from her while she was sharing about them needing a shared calendar. So then she said, well, then she just, again, he doesn't care about what she's saying. So she shut down, and, she didn't want to say anything to him because she didn't want to be accused of lecturing. So she just shut down.
Which is the perfect solution.
Right. So it's like, see, you're not understanding what the issue is.
Yeah.
The issue is not you bringing up things. It's about how you're doing it.
Yeah.
So you need to find a way to bring up situations, bring up misunderstandings in a way that is not feeling lecturing and feeling scolding. Yeah. And so the shutting down is not the way to go about that. It is the how you approach the situation and approach the match. Like, some of these people are learning, some of these people just refuse to learn how to communicate and how to work with their partner. We cover everything. Is there anything you feel like we missed out on that you wanted to hit upon?
No, I think the fact that Chad is the daddy of the group cooking is funny, and I think it kind of just already like flows into how Chad and Belinda are that boring couple. They are the couple that it's working for. So it's funny that they are also in this caring role at the retreat, because Belinda is also giving such great advice, like to Jalen, to Brittany. I'm like, yes, I think she also needs to be trying to, I wonder, is there a weird dynamic because Rhonda is older, but I wonder, is there space for Belinda to give advice to Rhonda, because I feel like she could.
I don't think anyone would give advice to Rhonda. I don't think Rhonda would take anyone's advice. I think Rhonda thinks she
I would
knows
love
it
to hear
all.
what she would say, because she seems just very wise. And we know she had this long marriage, but I think that Belinda has been proving herself to be the in-house expert very well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So retreat 1 to 5. Right. Rating.
Nothing stacks up against last year or season 18 retreat.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
that no one punched any cabinets.
Yeah,
no infidelities were uncovered.
Exactly.
But yeah, I had a fun time with the retreat. Yeah, so that's the batch.
Exactly. Thank you all so much for sticking with us. If you want to hear more from Mari, you can find her at crimeseedpod.com. You can also find her on Blue Sky at Mari Talks Too Much with the letter 2. Love having her on. Jason, where can people keep up with you?
You can check me out on The Good Pod. It is the Good Wife rewatch I do with Marissa Garza. We also talk about The Good Wife spinoff, Elsbeth, its current 3rd season. So if anything like that floats your boat, come on over. I was also talking about 90 Day Fiance The Other Way with Puya this week over on the We Know 90 Day Fiance podcast. So check that out as well. I will also be on Altar Call this week talking about episode 10 of this here.
That kind of flew by. When I heard you were talking about episode 10, I was like, oh, that's weeks away.
Yeah,
I talked to Tane last week.
Listen, trust me. When Tane texted me this week about when you coming on, I was like, oh yeah, that's episode 10 is this week. So
Wow.
that will be coming up pretty soon. I think probably early next week before the next batch comes out will be when that is released. So check that out on Altar Call as well.
And yeah, y'all can find me at Aysha like Asia. That's AYSHA like ASIA. I loved meeting everybody I met in San Francisco. Loved hearing the people that, hey, I only listen to Love is Blind, and I'm now listening to Married at First Sight, or you have been listening to Married at First Sight. Really, really appreciate it. I met the guy who does our graphics for YouTube. I met him.
Oh, yeah.
So it was really cool. And thank y'all so much for approaching and all the pictures. And we had a great time.
Yeah, I've been loving the people in the YouTube comments talking about how they're over here from the Love is Blind podcast, because we told them. We also, in between last drop and this drop, did get to interview Pastor Cal. So if you haven't checked that podcast out, check it out. It was some good insightful information about this season, about the process, about the changes from Lifetime to Peacock. So and there hasn't been so many views on that one, so check that out as well. It was a very interesting talk we had with Pastor Cal. We had a really great time. He's always a fun to talk to, and he manages us really well. So yeah, check that out as well.
Yes. And you can find me on speaking of San Francisco, the live show podcast. Talked about the latest episode of Survivor. So you get to see our opinions live on stage. I was with the cast of season 47. So we had a great turnout to come, for one, but then just giving our thoughts about the episode. Anything else? I'm mostly active on Instagram.
Yeah, I think on our Patreon this week, I'm going to grill you about your San Francisco experience. So if that's anything anyone wants to hear about, come join us on Patreon, Perfect Match Podcast on Patreon, and hear what Asia has to say about things. And we're also going to dive deeper into this batch of episodes.
Yes. All right. And we had Thomas and Camille on last week to talk about episodes 5 through 7. Yeah, 5 through 7, and we unlocked it so that it's accessible to anybody who isn't currently subscribed to Patreon, so that you can listen to it and kind of get a taste of what we talk about over there. So you can subscribe if you want to hear more. But go check out that podcast with Thomas and Camille over on patreon.com/a perfect match podcast. So thank you guys so much for sticking with us. I know it was a long one, but that's what we tend to do with these drops. So thank y'all so much for sticking with us, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.